listening to What on Earth is Happening. This show will discuss the topics of human consciousness, mind control, natural law, the occult, and all issues that affect the freedom of the people of Earth. What on Earth is Happening will endeavor to shine light upon the darkness of our world and to offer empowering solutions to the problems we face as humanity approaches its critical moment of choice. And now, here is your host, Mark Passio.
Welcome, one and all. You're watching What on Earth is Happening. I'm your host, Mark Passio. My website, whatonearthishappening.com. Ladies and gentlemen, government is slavery. Always has been, is now, always will be until we decide to end it. And here on What on Earth is Happening, we are ending slavery one mind at a time. Welcome and thank you for tuning in today. Today is Sunday, May 26th, 2024. This is episode number 291 of What on Earth is Happening. And What on Earth is Happening is and continues to be a series of cumulative information in which to understand the later episodes, you need the prerequisite knowledge contained in the earlier episodes. So if you're a new viewer, you shouldn't watch from this point. Instead, you should go back to episode number 1, and you should listen and watch all of the episodes in order at your own pace in order to accurately understand what is being said in these later shows. And people insist that that isn't necessary to do, and they are incorrect. If you don't have a solid foundational framework in the philosophical material that is covered in the earliest episodes, you will not truly understand what I'm saying in the later episodes, regardless of whether you think you understand or not. You will just believe that you understand, and you will not understand, as I've told people they do endlessly. So don't listen out of order. Listen in order as the show is intended to be. You don't read a book out of order if you're not an idiot. You don't read the last page of a book unless you're an idiot first. You read the book in linear progression. It's the same thing with any kind of course that involves challenging subject matter. You have to listen, read, view it in order as was intended. And I will continue to say that each and every episode for the hard-headed people who don't want to understand that that's the progression that this material and course is intended to take. So I have some housekeeping announcements, and I want to explain to people the hiatus that I was on for the last month. I have not been on the air for the last month or so, and people speculated all over the place, all over social media, and I want to tell people the real reason that I was not present here during doing the show for the last 4 weeks. And I also want to highlight what this really shows. It shows how people without enough information jump to their own conclusion based on their own predetermined worldview. They don't have the information that they require, and they ultimately make themselves look like the fools that they are. This is indicative of the entire freedom movement. But we'll get to that when we get to it in a few moments. Thank you, as always, to Will Keller from the One Great Work Network for the great title cards that he always produces each week for my show. This is the title card of episode number 291. We will be continuing to explore, to re-examine the material from the Unholy Feminine presentation. This is part number 13 of the revisitation of that material. I have recovered the unholy feminine, neo-feminism, and the satanic epi-eugenics agenda precisely because I feel like it is material that was not truly received by the people who say that they want to listen to and understand my material. And it was never really integrated by them because I still see a ton of it in the so-called freedom community, in the so-called truth-telling community. These communities are nothing of the kind. They're some of the worst people on earth. And people want to, take exception to the fact that I say that. I'm the hardest on people in the freedom community. I'm the hardest on people who say they want freedom and yet still to this day do not recognize and understand the actual dynamics of how real freedom is truly created in the world or how real freedom is actually destroyed in the world. The vast bulk of the people in the so-called freedom movement do not understand that dynamic at all, not even a tiny little bit. And then out of their mouth spews the verbal diarrhea that they want freedom. No, you don't. You want to hear your ignoramus mouths drool is what you want. You want to open your mouth and drool out nonsense. And almost everybody in the entire freedom community fits that bill. Just about everyone, with the exception of a tiny few that actually do understand the dynamics of real freedom. So what I want to talk about is why I took my hiatus and what happened during the hiatus. So, the real reason that I took the last 4 weeks off is because my biological birth father was sick and dying. He had stage 4 cancer that had metastasized throughout his body. It began in the lungs, spread to the liver, the brain, and other places of the body. And I was, visiting him in the hospital and at home, and, we knew that it was not going to be extremely long. I really personally consider this an example of what they're calling in the modern day turbo cancer. And really from diagnosis to, being deceased, it was less than 3.5 months. About 3.5 months. In the past, you usually, would get a diagnosis of a year or maybe 6 months. And now it's like even halved or quartered that. So my father did pass away on May 8th of this year. This is the obituary photo that we used for him. His name was Anthony. That's my biological father, Anthony Passio Jr.
Rest in peace. Sup, boys? How you guys doing?
Hello.
What's up? Is it Arijan?
J is pronounced like Y in Serbia, like Aryan.
Arijan? Cool.
Aryan, yeah.
Awesome. Wow. Welcome to the show. Well, this isn't the show, but this is I'm just going live. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
I hope to see you Sunday also. Yeah. Sunday is going to be a big show. I don't know if you've seen the thumbnail for it yet. Did you see it, Devin?
Oh, yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
I'm turnt right now. So these guys are in trouble. We got a lot of fakers in our midst, and
a lot of men, like totally.
More of them keep exposing themselves. It's pretty wild. But anyway, I was just bored today. Allie's not home, so I was just gonna watch some videos. I'm gonna go over probably watch the last 5 videos of the podcast, Mark's podcast.
Yeah,
which I think is some of his best work.
This was the one when I think where he like started to say like, why everybody thought that I eat because of my vegan diet and like I was not around or something like that. I think crazy.
Yeah, this is the epic trash monkey episode. Crazy, you don't want to piss off Mark Passio, man.
I know, like he totally righteous anger.
Shit apes. trash apes.
I just wish he'd be
mud creature.
You're messing with the wrong boy. Great.
Wound out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the popularity contest.
Fucking trash apes.
He was born May 29th, 1947, and died May 8th, 2024. So I just want to say a few words. Me and my father always had a pretty decent relationship with each other. Yes, he and my mother separated and eventually divorced. Separated when I was about five months in the womb. And we didn't spend an inordinate amount of time together, but the time that we did spend together was good quality time. We always got along. We always had pretty good in-depth discussions. He took me to various events and things that, we both liked. He got me interested in professional wrestling, took me to many, many matches, took me to many, many museums, was always a big advocate and history buff, an advocate of learning world history. Took me to the Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C., and other museums of the Smithsonian. And we always had good discussions about history and what was really going on in the world. So, that's my, simple and, brief memorial to my father, Anthony Passio Jr. Just want to let people know that was the reason that I took the hiatus. May he rest in peace. And, hopefully members of the family all get good closure. So very unfortunately, what people jumped the gun and began saying almost immediately upon me saying that, I wasn't going to be on the air and I wasn't feeling well. And I wasn't saying that because I was feeling physically unwell or sick or weak. I was feeling psychologically unwell because of what my father was going through and the pain that he was in and, other surrounding factors regarding, him dying. And that was the reason that I took time off the air. Not because anything happened to me. People jump to all kinds of ridiculous conclusions. He's in danger. Something happened to him. Did he get in an accident? And then we had people, and I'm not even going to continue putting my dad's image up here while I talk about this other dynamic, because I said the memorial that I wanted to say regarding him, and I feel that that is sufficient. And like I said, may he rest in peace. But I want to go to talking about, as part of the housekeeping announcements this week, which will take as long as they take, that this is what I'm about to talk about is a perfect example of what is known as the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is a psychological effect of basically mental bias. And I'll explain what it is, but I'll explain what happened that is a perfect illustration and example of the Dunning-Kruger effect at work in our world. And this is what the freedom movement suffers from. Almost everybody within this movement suffers from this effect called the Dunning-Kruger effect, with very little exceptions, quite frankly. There are some people that aren't a victim of the Dunning-Kruger effect, if you want to word it like that. They don't have this psychological and cognitive bias, but the vast majority of people within the freedom movement and the so-called truth movement, laughingly called those things, they're nothing of the kind, do suffer from the Dunning-Kruger effect. And here is the example that I received. As soon as I told people I need some time off from the show, I'm going to take a brief hiatus, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe not, might be longer than that. Immediately people go in on the nonsense that somehow I'm ill from eating a vegan diet, eating a plant-based diet. I mean, could you imagine this? First of all, I'm healthier than almost the vast majority of your lard asses out there in the freedom movement who suck down tons and tons of garbage food, and you're fat as fucking slobs, and you want to talk about my health. I challenge anybody that wants to test my fucking health and strength to do so and find out what happens to you. And I don't give a shit who says, oh, that's a threat, that's potential violence. Go fuck yourself. You don't know me. You don't know a fucking thing about me.
One thing I see that I don't think carnists understand, like, vegans, we all come in different shapes and sizes and all that stuff. But if you take a vegan and a carnist and put them in a fight together, like in the name of veganism or in the name of whatever they do, the vegan's gonna win no matter what. He could be way smaller than the guy. He's gonna rip that guy's head off because we actually are fighting for something.
Oh yeah, much deeper sense of winning. Yeah.
We have something that we actually are fighting for, that we actually care about, not just some momentary taste of something in our mouths. So they don't understand.
Yeah.
These guys don't know who they're messing with. Like,
they don't have really the generative principle, the care factor. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. And like I see a lot of like in the chat, you know, in these chats and these Mark Passio chats, these guys are talking shit about Mark for saying this. They're like, oh, you fucking hurt yourself, you know, moving a pallet. And it's like, dude, it doesn't matter. We have a fire in our heart you don't have, which makes it so we're gonna win no matter what. Like, like you're not gonna, you know.
Yeah, crazy. I have some friends that are like communists, you know, and like I sent a link in the group chat of like a festival that I made vegan food, not because of for them, because of the food. People are gonna come to the festival, so I put the two masks of the same face, Nazi and communism, you know, the dark occult knowledge. And immediately, I'm offended. I'm a communist, and I'm like, you can get it as offended as you like, you know. And dude, the thing, they asked me like, why did he remove the comment sections? Where's the freedom of speech? You know, like because of trash like that. You know, like, I mean, like people come to conclusions, and you dilute the like objective speaking of information, right? Yeah, that's why I think he put the comments off, because you know, it's like maybe
I joined this natural law group, and I was like, this is gonna be funny. I'm gonna post some stuff, and I'm gonna see how long it takes to trigger this group, you know. And I'm not even gonna post anything that gnarly, you know. Like I posted a link to my last show, on this group. And a couple people responded to it and like gave kind of I got one of the most thoughtful reviews for this show I've ever gotten for my show, and from one of the people in this group. And then I posted a clip, right? A clip from the show that I thought was pretty good. And a couple hours went by. Everyone got home from work and saw on there, you know, that like I had posted a couple things, and instantly I start getting people talking shit. And it's like, dudes, these natural law guys that are like making content and stuff, like, and it's like, bros, like, are you kidding? Like, okay, so I took what I posted down, and I was like, my bad, you know, my bad. So I took it down and was being nice about it, and they just couldn't hold it back. They just couldn't stand that vegan was in here talking about veganism and natural law. We remind them that they're halfway up Mount Stupid still, you know, like,
and it's enough.
We're taking it way more serious. And that's why when you're, you know, I watch these guys talk in their videos, and it just falls flat. It's like, bro, you still are violating the property rights of sentient beings. What the fuck do you have to teach me?
You're still paying for somebody to own other sentient beings. I mean,
like, what are you
even maybe you own some, sentient beings which you're gonna eat, and you pay somebody to come to kill it because you can't do it yourself. Some people here in Serbia do that, you know. Crazy. Like, and
you know, nothing about.
Sorry, you're muted. Can't hear. I can't. Well, I'm Aryan. Yeah. Yeah. I saw your debate with the guy about crop dust or whatever it was. We can't hear Jeffrey.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Jeffrey.
I've been talking this whole fucking time and I was muted up. Okay. So Christian, did you see? So the guy that the Christian, not this Christian, the Christian who came to debate us last week, who ran away from the show after 20 minutes of debating because
after the video of the girl talking.
Watch a video of a female proving him wrong. He couldn't handle it.
No.
So he ran to my Facebook page and posted, "Oh, you guys didn't win. I had to go. Veganism is still unbiblical, basically." And I was just like, "Bro, you ran away a half hour into a 2-hour debate because you were triggered because you didn't." I think he was expecting just me, you know. But we had 5 guys on the panel who are very, you know, into this stuff and into Christianity and like veganism. So I think he was just completely overwhelmed and he had to leave. Like he didn't have anything, just like these guys don't have anything. That's why they block us. They can't even answer our simple questions. We've all started off nice to these guys. You know, we went to them with reasonable questions and reasonable attitudes, and they threw temper tantrums and ad hominemed us. So, you know, we're taking it up a notch. We're going to give them a little bit of dose of their own medicine. But these guys started it all. Like, these guys started it all.
About my fucking lifestyle, and you don't know anything about me as a human being, fuckface. That's the bottom line. Okay? And people want to talk shit that they know nothing about. You want to say, I'm talking shit, but I do know what I'm talking about. Fucking trash apes out there. Because that's what you are. The vast majority of this movement are nothing but garbage monkeys. You are trash apes. And your minds are fucked up, and your psychologies are fucked up, and your souls are fucking fucked up. And you don't know how to do the work to make those things fucking right and to make them healed. And you're not trying to do those things. You're staying in your fucked up condition, and you're thinking that you're fine when you're completely fucked up. And this is what I've been trying to tell you here on What on Earth is Happening, and it's why you're never going to achieve true freedom. It's why
Justin Padini told me that this rant was about vegans.
What?
Yeah. He said that this whole rant, that all these episodes are about vegans.
No, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And that's that's coming from a guy on the network. Because when this episode first came out, we watched it on the show, and I tagged Justin to come in, and I'm like, bro, you know this is all about you, right? And he's just like, no, this is about you guys. And it's like, oh Lord, yeah, no, poor guy. Justin's he's like a stunted 14-year-old. Still into like playing video games and shit.
But the thing is how people look weak when they are so afraid of seeming that they don't know something, like that they might be wrong. Just to admit it, okay, it's okay to be wrong, and just admit it and grow from there, right? But you know, this is not like a competition who's the best, who's the right, you know, like, but
yeah.
We're learning, everybody's learning, and just no shame in not knowing. Shame is not to acting like you know, and like totally rejecting new information, and yeah, you know, that's the pity, you know, like it's a shame, like, but you know, they'll find out after sooner or later.
For sure.
Why you're dooming the earth to slavery, because you don't have your minds right and you don't have your souls right. Your minds are all fucked up. You don't know how to do basic arithmetic. You don't know how to take in information. You don't know how to sift through it. You don't know how to come to logical and reasonable conclusions about it. You jump to fucking completely unwieldy and unnecessary and stupid conclusions. You don't know how to apply the trivium. You don't know how to do the very basics of mathematics and geometry and physics, etc. You're just dumb shit apes. And you think you're okay staying like that when you're not okay. You're fucked up. And you have the Dunning-Kruger effect running rampant throughout your entire psychology. And you jump to conclusions that are wrong because you don't have enough knowledge and you think you do. You believe that you're intelligent creatures when you're some of the dumbest that have ever existed. And I'm not even talking about, folks, I'm not talking about the average moron, the average idiot, the average know-nothing person. I'm not talking about the norm.
Christian, do you know Mark Passio's work?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. You were talking about him on the last, podcast where and I'm like, I don't know. I've definitely listened in a few times to some of his stuff, but I mean, he's pretty straightforward. When you said Justin said that, I'm like, how? Yeah, I don't get that at all. Now, is Mark Passio a vegan? I don't think so. But I mean,
He's been vegan for years.
Yeah, he was vegetarian.
He's been vegetarian for 16 years. He was 12 years vegetarian. He's been vegan for at least 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
I've never heard him attack anybody's eating habits at all.
Well, here's the thing. He doesn't he doesn't get on people about it.
He just says you have no right to own another sentient being. Yeah.
No, I'll have to listen to more of his.
Yeah.
Keep watching.
Yeah.
The normies. I'm talking about the people in the freedom movement. You're fucked up. Forget the fucking normies. Forget the average fucking dolt on the street. You're so fucked up, you'll never achieve freedom. When you know there's a problem, at least when it comes to human freedom, and you've brought all your garbage baggage into this so-called movement, trying to implement a so-called solution with you. You didn't leave that at the door. You didn't work through it by doing any shadow work. You did nothing. You brought all your garbage into the movement with you, and you.
These fucking guys. They think just because they've opened their eyes a little bit to the BS behind the state and the government, that they're now riding on this plane of high morality. And because they post on Facebook about how the government's bad all day, that they're these peak moral people, when they're really, they're still going to their slave jobs where they pay taxes and they still buy new cars and they still trying they're after all these statist, materialistic, satanic goals still, and still spewing their bullshit when any of us try and go up here and try and teach anyone anything. It's wild. The amount of bullshit Mark Passio is surrounded with. It's absolutely shocking. The clowns on his network that have paid to get into his network that literally trash his name. Like, I've seen Justin do nothing but trash Mark Passio. The 12 years I've known Justin Pedini, he's done nothing but trash Passio. But somehow he's on his network representing Passio, but he's out here trashing him. And then we go, like, Allie's taking the Mark's. I put my partner in Mark's media class, and there's a private chat for the people in the class. And then there's these fucking clowns in the private chat for the class you have to pay to take, talking shit about him. And it's like, are these all feds? Like, I'm not like, oh, everyone's feds, kind of guy. But like, why would you pay to get on in a guy's class? And then we're finding like there's this guy in the class that talks shit. And then his wife has like several videos like just tearing Mark Passio to shreds. I mean, in her mind, that completely talking shit about him nonstop, and all the people that follow him and all natural law, just completely talking shit about all of it. And this is the wife of a person that paid to be in his class, you know? And it's just, and it's like, why would these guys end up in this place if Mark's pool of idiots that he's teaching this stuff is just not getting it? They just don't get it. They're not willing to change it all. They're not willing to do anything outside of their comfort zone. They just they're clout chasers. They're all brothers in clout. All they do is hang out and try and clout off each other around Mark. And now some of them are running a multi-level marketing scheme in his name right off of his channel. Wow. to his people that pay him for stuff. It's fucking mind-boggling, but I don't want to get into it too much tonight because I need to save it for Sunday. But it's mind-boggling the amount of clowns that are around this guy as we speak.
And you just threw it all around the fucking room indiscriminately. That's all you guys know how to do because you're fucked up. And I've been trying to tell this to people, and because I'm trying to be honest with people and tell them where they're at in consciousness, the messenger gets attacked when I'm right. I'm correct. You're wrong. You're wrong about how you're okay. Even enough to speak on any of this stuff. You're fucked up. And you need to acknowledge how fucked up your psychology is and how fucked up your spirituality is. You're fucked up.
Yep.
And nobody will tell you right to your face except Mark Passio. Just about.
And Jeffrey Ford.
Everybody wants to sweet talk you because they want something out of you.
Yeah. So like all these guys in this group I got in, right? They're all just stroking each other off. And they're stroking off these other guys on the channel that are just putting out complete garbage all day long. Just complete unwatchable garbage. They have no numbers. They're basically just like reciting the vocabulary of Mark Passio, but in no cohesive way to where you're able to learn anything. And they just make video after video. And then the comments are these guys that are just all, you're great. These are great videos. This is great stuff. Oh, this is great. You know, and it's complete garbage. And so, and then what's happening now is they're all these moral relativists, which is the complete opposite of what Mark is teaching. And they're infecting and now factioning out and making their own fake ass versions of natural law to go peddle to their following that they got from Mark Passio. Like, it's absolutely mind-boggling. But Justin just hit me up and he's like, why are you trying to destroy Mark Passio's network? And I'm like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm trying to fucking fix his fucking network. Like, holy shit, dude. You're posting about P. Diddy all day, week in and week out. P. Diddy, P. Diddy, P. Diddy.
What?
Like, bro. Holy shit, outward pointing fucking, you're showing you're a distraction agent. He's a straight up distraction agent. He's only there to distract and cause chaos. And we got a lot of these guys around. We're surrounded by them. It's like Lord of the Rings and like orcs. Like, we're just surrounded by these freaking White Walkers, you know, like they're just coming nonstop. But they're wrong. That's like Mark said here. They're fucking wrong. Like, they're wrong about all of their carnist bullshit. And that's why they get so turned about it. That's why they're so triggered. They call us triggered. Oh, why you're so triggered? Because you guys are fucking killing billions of animals, idiot. That's why we're fucking triggered. And you're saying you're against all that type of behavior. Like, they don't understand what they do in their own personal life would be how they would be if they had power. And if you're enslaving animals, if you feel the need to eat three meat 3 times a day, you know, if you feel the need for that, then like, bro, that's what you're going to do if you were in power. If you were president, you would fucking be like fucking killing people, your own people and shit. You know, like do. That is what you have to learn. That is why you have to do shadow work. Like, you have to do this stuff and unlearn the bullshit that has been fucking fused into our brains since we were kids. Like, it's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it's painful for many people.
My daughter was my daughter never wanted to eat meat until she went to elementary school. She came back, oh, meat's good for you. Meat makes you strong. All that bullshit. So talk about death cult. Talk about brainwashing children pretty much at birth. Holy fucking shit.
It's insane, man.
It is. Like that post popped up today that I posted today. Like if you teach your kids compassion towards animals, they'll be compassionate with humans in life. You know, if you teach your kids to go kill any animal you see, basically, they're gonna grow up a psycho, and you're mentally fucking with their head for the rest of their life. It's called PTSD. No, it's called PITS. Perpetrator-induced traumatic syndrome. It's when you know you're doing something wrong and you keep doing it, it fucks your brain up, and that stuff is not reversible. Like, this is one of the reasons why we know natural law exists. If you treat humans a certain way, it fucks with them negatively, or a community. If you're teach morality to a community, it flourishes and everyone's happy and there's joy and prosperity. If you treat them like shit, there's negative repercussions, mental health problems, mental deterioration, society's deteriorating into what we have now. Bunch of drug addicts running around, crazy people. Everyone's a Satanist these days. So it's shocking that these dudes think that they're truthers. And, like nobody wants to hear about this shit, natural law at all. Nobody wants to hear it. Fuck Mark Passio. Fuck that shit. And I get it because that's how I was in the past. Oh, spirituality. Fuck, I'm not ready to hold myself accountable yet. Yikes. That's hard. You know,
crazy. I talked with a French border, like gendarme. You know, the big guys, like here near in the border in Serbia. Like he's like he was in a bar tonight, and I started to talk about this morality and like with the older follower, of course, and he's like, oh, morality. Yeah, I think freedom doesn't exist. You know, like what? Like I don't believe in freedom. Like,
yeah, it's what? Like I people just like, it's funny because you either get one reaction, you get like the atheist reaction where they're like, fuck, that's all bullshit, or you get people that are all they know, you know, they'll just smile. They're like, oh shit, yeah, I am kind of living like a Satanist. You know, like people never like hearing the true definition of Satan.
I like the paycheck. Like,
yeah. They're like, oh, someone who lives a selfish lifestyle. Oh, wow. I most definitely live a selfish lifestyle. You know, like
I don't give a fuck about
anything that happens outside my line of sight. That's what these people think.
Yeah, crazy.
I remember when I got into
mentality.
Remember when I got into managing hotels and everything, and that was when I had to crunch numbers and stuff when we'd have big groups come in, or we'd like basically close out rooms for parties, weddings, and stuff like that. That showed me the cost difference of certain things, and then you apply that to, you know, the people who work there and everything. That was my first little hinter, but it actually wasn't until I went back and started working at one of the larger bicycle shops as their service manager when I saw what the cost was for basically, let's say they walk in, give you the bike, full tune-up, fucking head to toe. Bro, we're charging it upwards of $400. You're doing it, and what do you make? $30? Why do people want to slave for other people to pull that shit off? That's literally why I left. That was my open eye going, dude, fuck this. I went through the computer system. I found about 10 of my customers that were my top dollar customers through triathlon and time trial, because you know those are the most expensive customers out there. I just took them. Fuck them. I was like, hey, look, I'll do the work out of my fucking house, and I'll even give you a 20% discount. They all did. So, I mean, that's literally how I do that one, and it's made me survive. I mean, now I don't pay taxes on any of it. My life is 10 times better, and I do what I love.
Yeah, that's called agorism, boy. It's what everybody needs to be working towards, you fucking lazy fucks. Agorism. Getting the government out of your life. Getting taxation out of your life. Like, this is how you get freedom. This is how it works. At least in the scenario we're in now.
I think I just want to mention once, Passio said, like, if you put yourself in that situation that you need to take care of your family, you don't have money, do you need that paycheck? Well, you go back from the shit again and rebuild it, you know. You have the responsibility to do it, right? If you have to go back to like living in a small cabin or whatever, like, you put yourself in that situation, so like rebuild it again, you know, but this time with a strong foundation, right? Many people are scared of sacrificing, like losing, you know. I think it's
about hitting rock bottom is it gives you ground to stand on.
Yeah.
So, and like you just said, when you have a strong foundation, you're morally straight, life is easier to build up from there. It's a lot easier.
You're honest with yourself. Yeah.
Figure it out as time goes on, and your brain tells you, natural law will start correcting you. It started correcting the things in life. And I mean, it comes together, you know, through pieces.
Yeah. You connect with people who also like vibe, you know, like that, you know, like you shine, you're like honesty, you're more in peace with yourself because you're honest with yourself, and like aware of your shadows, right? Of course. I mean,
Yep.
Area that they want freedom. No, you don't. You want to hear your ignoramus mouths drool is what you want. You want to open your mouth and drool out nonsense. And almost everybody in the entire freedom community fits that bill. Just about everyone, with the exception of a tiny few that actually do understand the dynamics of real freedom. So what I want to talk about is why I took my hiatus and what happened during the hiatus. So the real reason that I took the last 4 weeks off is because my biological birth father was sick and dying. He had stage 4 cancer that had metastasized throughout his body. It began in the lungs, spread to the liver, the brain, and other places of the body. And I was, visiting him in the hospital and at home. And, we knew that it was not going to be.
So did you catch that, Christian? So Mark took a couple episodes off. And he posted up and he's like, hey, I'm not feeling that great. I'm going to take a couple episodes off. And then everyone went nuts in the comments. Oh, you're fucking vegan. You need meat and all this shit. But really, his dad died.
Oh, that's terrible. Same thing my mom died from.
Yeah. And so he comes back to this just barrage of fucking carnist, meatard fucking shit. After giving 15 years of his life to spreading the principles of natural law, he gets response like that from his people. Like, yeah, he's got trolls and shit, but it's mostly his people. I see mostly his people talking shit about these principles and Mark. Oh, Mark's right, except for this stuff. Me and my holiness is way smarter than Mark Passio when it comes to carnism. Like, I get these guys all the time, these clowns, these complete like Reddit ass clowns, like just toxic fucking shit stains.
Ego waving.
And they're talking shit about natural law and everything. And I'm like, bro, you know what the fuck you're talking about? Fucking meatard.
Would be extremely long. I really personally consider this an example of what they're calling in the modern day turbo cancer, and really from diagnosis to being deceased, it was less than 3.5 months. I mean, about 3.5 months. I mean, in the past, you usually, would get a diagnosis of a year or maybe 6 months, and now it's like even halved or quartered that. So. My father did pass away on May 8th of this year. This is the obituary photo that we used for him. His name was Anthony. That's my biological father, Anthony Passio Jr. He was born May 29th, 1947, and died May 8th, 2024.
Didn't I?
So I just want to say a few words. And geometry and physics, etc. You're just dumb shit apes. And you think you're okay staying like that when you're not okay. You're fucked up. And you have the Dunning-Kruger effect running rampant throughout your entire psychology. And you jump to conclusions that are wrong because you don't have enough knowledge and you think you do. You believe that you're intelligent creatures when you're some of the dumbest that have ever existed. And I'm not even talking about, folks, I'm not talking about the average moron, the average idiot, the average know-nothing person. I'm not talking about the normies. I'm talking about the people in the freedom movement. You're fucked up. Forget the fucking normies. Forget the average fucking dolt on the street. You're so fucked up, you'll never achieve freedom. When you know there's a problem, at least, when it comes to human freedom. And you've brought all your garbage baggage into this so-called movement, trying to implement a so-called solution with you. You didn't leave that at the door. You didn't work through it by doing any shadow work. You did nothing. You brought all your garbage into the movement with you, and you just threw it all around the fucking room indiscriminately. That's all you guys know how to do because you're fucked up. And I've been trying to tell this to people, and because I'm trying to be honest with people and tell them where they're at in consciousness, the messenger gets attacked when I'm right. I'm correct. You're wrong. You're wrong about how you're okay. Even enough to speak on any of this stuff. You're fucked up. And you need to acknowledge how fucked up your psychology is and how fucked up your spirituality is. You're fucked up. And nobody will tell you right to your face except Mark Passio. Just about. Everybody wants to sweet talk you because they want something out of you, like fucking money or fucking attention or whatever. I don't give a shit if you never listen to me again. Like I said, I'll burn this whole fucking operation to the ground. It doesn't mean a thing to me. Fucking losers. The truth is all that matters to me, and I'm going to speak it. I'm going to continue to speak it. And even if that means I have to transition away from doing the kind of work that I'm doing and do something slightly different, that's what I'll do. I'm going to, because of everything that has happened this year, and I said at the beginning of this new format of the show back in 2019 when I started doing a video podcast instead of straight audio podcast, that maybe this was going to run about 5 years, and that's about what it did. And I don't know if What on Earth is Happening is going to continue in this form. I have to do some long, hard thinking about whether there's going to be another season in 2025. I honestly do not know. I think I'll try to figure that out and let everybody know by the last episode this season whether I'm going to bother to come back next year. Because it isn't that the truth isn't worth speaking. It's not really worth putting it out there for human beings at this point in human history and how bad things have become and how ignorant the population, even within the freedom movement, is. You guys are trash. You are trash. Almost all of you. Almost everyone. It's not a matter of who is a piece of fucking trash in this movement. It's like who isn't. Yep. And it's like a handful, a tiny handful of people are garbage. Yep. And are really doing something to truly try to change the world for the better. It's a tiny pissant handful.
Yeah, I knew that you would say that.
So, as an example of the kind of people that I deal with all day, almost every day, and what I am going to tell you that I really am is I'm not a targeted individual. I'm a harassed individual. I am harassed almost continuously because I speak the truth. I'm harassed almost all day, every day by two people. Two groups of people are my harassers and tormentors. And people say, oh, just ignore people like that. Just don't let them get to you. You're obviously not a fucking public person because you don't understand that it's omnipresent and it follows you everywhere like a stalker. I have stalkers. I have harassers and stalkers. They're all digital because not a one would dare come up to my face because they know what would fucking happen to them. And believe me, I won't show you that I'm just a better fighter than you. I won't show them. It won't be a contest. It'll be a vicious, vicious, vicious beating. It will be a vicious attack. It will not be. I'm going to prove to you that I'm somehow better than you in some contest of MMA or boxing or whatever. You'll just get hurt. And people want to say, that's a violation of natural law. Wrong. It's self-defense, motherfucker, because I'm stalked and harassed. And I've made it clear to people, I don't want your opinion. I don't want your harassment. I don't want your fucking religion. I'm not in your fucking cult. Fuckface. I'm not in your cult. You're in a fucking cult. I'm not in your cult. Get that straight, moron.
Is that crazy?
And when somebody who says to a cult member, I'm not in your cult, leave me the fucking cult. And you don't want to leave them alone, you're going to find out that you fucked with the wrong one, boy. You're going to find out that you fucked with the wrong one. You're lucky you're not in my physical presence. You're lucky. Because you wouldn't breathe another 30 seconds.
Fuck around and find out.
And you want to think I'm playing games? Come and find out how look in my eyes and see how ready to die I am. Look in these eyes, boy. And you'll find out if you're ever in my fucking presence what'll happen to you. I'm not going to be harassed. I'm not taking that as a fucking man. You'll find the fuck out what'll happen to your head. If you're in my presence and you want to come and fuck around. Find out, motherfucker. The whole show will be me screaming that. You think this is some game or joke, and you'll find out how deadly it is, motherfucker. You're a pissant little, all of you are pissant little fucking cowardly shits. Because you wouldn't dare do it to my face, because you get fucking murdered. That's what happened to you, motherfucker. You want to fuck around with somebody. You're fucking with the wrong one, boy. You'll find the fuck out. The first motherfucker who comes up to me in person trying shit like that will find the fuck out how much I'm fucking around. You'll find the fuck out, boy. You think you're playing with some little fucking pissant fucking boy. You're playing with a very fucking dangerous motherfucker. That ain't afraid. I ain't afraid of dying. I sure as fuck ain't afraid of the police. Think I'm fucking afraid. I ain't afraid of you, you little shits. And I'm not afraid of the fucking pigs, and I ain't afraid of the grave. And you'll find the fuck out. See how much I'm playing. I'm saying this right on the fucking air. See what I'll do to you in person. I'm saying this to 10,000 of fucking people live on the air. People are going to find out you pushed the wrong one, motherfucker. You pushed the wrong one. So we'll explain what people are doing and who I'm harassed by. And before I go into other announcements, then I'll get back into the material. And if it takes the whole fucking season to go through it, that's what it takes. Quite frankly, I really don't even want to do call-in shows. I don't care. I don't care about what anybody has to say at this point, quite frankly. Because it's just all of one big continuing brutal disappointment for me. Because I've been doing this for 17 years with zero effect, without anybody who's a major influencer doing any part of exposure of all the things that I've talked about. No, you want to gargle with the sewage of politics and money. That's all anybody wants to do. That's all anybody's interested in doing is gargling with fucking poison. You ain't talking about anything about morality. You're not talking about anything regarding psychology. You're not talking about anything regarding the occult. You're not talking anything regarding real philosophy. And people want to say, oh, you're not talking about that stuff in the later episodes, Mark. No shit, you don't fucking deserve it because you haven't been fucking listening. And all you're doing is you're clinging on to your dumb fucking cults. Your cults of flat earth and your cults of carnism. That's it. There's two big fucking cults in the fucking freedom movement. The flat earth movement and the fucking meat eaters. That's all it is. That's all this whole movement is. And all you want to do is attack people that aren't in your fucking bullshit CIA cult. We're not in your fucking meat industry propaganda cult, and we're not in your CIA fucking invented religion cult. And you want to talk shit on people who have transcended your fucking dumb cults. You're in a fucking cult. And guess what? With the one, I don't even care. People eat meat in my presence all the time. I don't harass them. I'm not a militant vegan. I'm not a militant plant-based eater. I do what I do for my moral reasons. I don't jump down people's throats regarding that. Why are people bringing their bullshit carnist religion to me? Keep your fucking opinions to yourself. I don't want to hear what you think about food and diet. You're wrong. It is all about morality. Do you own the body of another being? If you don't, then you shouldn't be fucking destroying it because it's not your property. If you say that you do, you're fucking wrong. Shut the fuck up and stay away from me. If you go and say whatever the fuck you want, do it away from me. I've told you, I don't want to be proselytized with religion. I don't want to be proselytized religion. Keep your cult beliefs to yourself. Stay the fuck away from me with them or you're going to get hurt. The same goes for the flat earth community. And I'm telling you, you better think very fucking seriously about your life. Because there are people out there that'll just let you harass them. And I'm telling you, you better worry about going in the ground, motherfucker. And I'll put you there. I'll put you there. And you think I won't? And find out how much I'm fucking around. I'll put you in the ground. Leave me alone. Don't harass me. Stay the fuck away from me. Or I'll put you in the ground.
Do no harm, take no shit.
What people have been doing is harassing me online because they're pussy bitch cowards that would never fucking approach me in person because you're a little pussy. And they say, Mark, you're off the air and you're sick because of your vegan diet, because you eat plants only, and because you need meat in your diet. You're a moron. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Idiot.
And I told you, I'll show you how strong I am. I'll break your fucking all your fucking teeth out. I'll break your fucking jaw and it'll swing like on a hinge. And you'll find out how fucking strong I am. You fucking trash shit.
Like I was saying earlier, man, you don't want to fuck with someone who's got something in their heart when you don't, you know?
Yeah.
These people aren't willing to put their carnage diet on the line, their life on the line for that shit. It's not the same.
No.
We're the only people sticking up for billions of animals, trillions of animals.
They're
only
more like
people.
Self-preservation, and we are like more like, you know, like consciousness, like spreading consciousness more.
Yeah, and they just want to. All they have in their heart is defending their death cult, where they just get to do whatever the fuck they want all the time, and it's okay. Yeah. And they're brainwashing, you know, they're programming that they aren't willing to actually unlearn yet. They're all happy and safe, being in this ignorant,
being dumb,
satanic, psychopathic system that we're in.
You're just dumb, son. You're just dumb. Man,
you piece of trash. You'll find the fuck out how fucking strong I am when I knock your fucking jaw the fuck loose. No, It wasn't because I was physically ill. I was psychologically distraught because my fucking father was dying. You fucking losers. But that's just the kind of people you are. You're people whose skank fucking mother shat them out of her cunt. Never taught them a fucking thing. Whoa. And you're a dumb bitch.
Whoa.
You're a dumb fucking skank bitch. You don't even have enough data to know what's going on, and you want to talk out your fucking trash spewing fuckhole of a mouth.
This is the reason he started to get donations for the future.
Because you're fucking scumbag losers who are as dumb as 10 pounds of liquid dog shit in a white gym sock on a hot summer day. That's pretty fucking dumb, and that's pretty funny, too. Yeah, you're as dumb as 10 pounds of liquid dog shit in a white gym sock on a hot summer day. Carry it down the street. That's pretty fucking dumb. And you know what? It's a contest between what's dumber, you or that. And I think I'd have to go with the fucking gym sock full of dog shit. All right? You know, I think it's got you edged out in IQ a little bit. And this is what you guys are. All you dumb fucks that I just talked about, who I'm telling you, you're going to end up in the grave. I'll put these motherfuckers in the ground. If you come around me and continue to harass me digitally and fucking in person, you better leave me the fuck alone. You'll find out. I'll calm down and say it nice and calm. You will find out just how much you picked the wrong one to fuck with. You better go fuck with some dumb little fucking cuck leftist in some fucking spandex fucking pink bicycle shorts. Because I'm telling you, you fucked with the wrong one, fucking trash ape. You fucked
You're
with
gonna find out you fucked with the wrong one, boy.
And just see if I'm telling you, you'll find out who's fucking playing and who's dead. You're gonna find out that you fucked with the wrong one, boy! There's a song I don't know. Other content creators, you guys want to take bullshit. You guys want to take it in the ass. You guys want to just let these motherfuckers go unscathed. I ain't playing that game. And you'll find out how much I ain't playing it. This isn't a game. This isn't a joke. This is life and death fucking serious. And the people who haven't figured it out and think they want to fuck around with a real motherfucking gangster, I will show you what a fucking legion of demons lives inside of me. That I have under lock and key by my own willpower. And you want to fucking tap on that fucking cage all day, and you want to find out, will it open for you, and will the demons get unleashed? You'll find the fuck out. You'll find out. Keep fucking around. Keep playing. Keep fucking around. You think I really care about this fucking life? You think I care about being here any longer? I did everything I need to do. I did everything that was charged of me to do. I don't need to be here. You want to roll those fucking dice and bet on them not coming up fucking snake eyes. You bet. And you'll see the fucking snake. You'll see the serpent. You'll see the demon. You'll meet him, and then I'll send you to his big brother. You'll meet his big brother, and I'll send you to his little one, is more like it. All these people have the Dunning-Kruger effect. They literally jump to completely unreasonable conclusions based on zero information. You're so dumb, you don't even have the information that you need to extrapolate a reasonable conclusion.
Like, let's be honest here. Carnus arguments are worse than lib arguments. They're down there, honestly, some of the worst arguments. It's embarrassing. Like, people embarrass themselves to me. It's crazy that they're so willing to embarrass themselves to utter the things that they utter to me sometimes. It's just shocking. Like, some guy today was all, oh, what, are all you vegans going to take care of all the cows if we stop eating them? Like I don't see vegans taking care of animals from factory farms. I'm like,
we do.
What? You've got to be kidding me.
Tell you how many sanctuaries I've visited.
If you don't milk the cows, they're gonna explode. If you don't breed them, then you don't have to milk them.
What do we do
That's
with all
right.
the dogs and cats that people are breeding?
We love them.
just let them go. They take them to parks and let them go.
But
If they come back, then they love you.
Stupid argument. We already have adoption centers and kennels and all kinds of programs to get people to rehome these animals and give them a life. And then they continually breed them still.
Because they treat them like toys. Yeah.
I got kicked off this local community group, the area that I live, like online community group. I got kicked off because there's fucking idiots breeding dogs up there. And I'm just like, yeah, like we need more fucking dogs, you fucking idiots. And they kicked me off the fucking thing because it's like kind of a conservative area. But like, I can't with that shit. It's like, dude, stop fucking breeding cats, idiots. Like, there's 300 cats living in a park next to me. Like, literally 300 fucking cats. Like,
They're crazy too. Have you ever seen the hierarchy of how they work? Cats are crazy.
Yeah. But we already did that episode a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The unethical. We figured out that owning animals is 100% unethical. Unless you are truly rescuing an animal. Truly rescuing. Not going to like a, one of those specialty rescues that rescues all these purebred dogs, but then they're like really breeding them on the side too. Puppy farms and shit. It's fucking disgusting.
That's how dumb you are.
It is.
You're so dumb, you don't know how low information you are. That's how dumb you are. A reasonably dumb person realizes, you know what? I don't really have a lot of information. I really can't really speak on that because I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable. That's what a reasonably non-knowledgeable person says. I can't give you any information or speak to that because I don't have enough information. They know how little they know. The people in the freedom movement aren't even that. They're far worse than that. They have the Dunning-Kruger effect. They believe they have enough information to extrapolate a logical conclusion, and they don't. That's what the Dunning-Kruger effect is. A type of cognitive bias whereby people with little expertise or ability or knowledge assume they have superior expertise, ability, and knowledge. This overestimation occurs as a result of the fact that they don't have enough knowledge to know that they don't have enough knowledge. They're so dumb, they don't even know how little knowledge that they have. That's how dumb they are. And this perfectly describes the entirety of the freedom, so-called, laughingly called freedom movement, the freedom community. You guys are a joke. You're a joke. You're fucking losers, and you're a joke, and your CIA overlords are laughing their asses off at you. The fucking people, the old farts at fucking Tavistock, they're laughing their asses off at you. The fucking members of the Club of Rome are laughing their asses off at you. The fucking high up dark occultists inside all the world religions, especially the Vatican, are laughing their fucking asses off at you. Because they know how dumb you are, and they know how much you're inside the Dunning-Kruger effect psychologically. You actually believe you have enough knowledge to defeat all your fucking slave masters, and you don't have one iota of the knowledge that is required to create true freedom. Not one iota. You're a sack of fucking ignorance. You're a sack of fucking lazy, cowardly ignorance. That's all you are. Just nothing. You're nothing but ignorance, laziness, ineptness, cowardice, just shit. You're shit. In every aspect, you're shit. This whole movement is shit, which is why I really shouldn't waste my time on it. I'm really in the last few shows here probably just going to unleash more and more and tell you how much of miserable fucking abject failures you are.
Is he done? Like, does he still make shows or?
Because unless someone tells you you're abject, miserable, fucking ignorant failures, and your little fucking children who haven't even grown up in it.
Doing the how to become the true media seminar. And then he's thinking of doing one-on-one, like shadow work coaching, which he should have been doing the whole time, but he was trying to take over the world.
But there's also, he's going to be doing his one-off conferences too.
Yeah, we got to like keep like reasonable goals, you know, and you can't get too fixated on those goals. That you ignore opportunities for other things, you know. But it would be interesting to do the one-on-one coaching.
It's just one of those things where I think, you know, like one-on-one coaching is probably way smarter than trying to grasp the masses. I mean, because I would rather have 15 quality people on my team over 50 half fucking dumbasses who still haven't figured it out yet.
Exactly.
So,
ding, 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 ding.
And I hate to say it, but the military taught me this, but slow is smooth and smooth is fast. If you just slowly go about it the right way, and, you know, eventually it's going to not just work out, but it's efficient, it's accurate, and everybody will be doing their job correctly. I know it's programming, but you know what? We need that kind of fucking programming. People need to fucking learn.
Is that the failure of the One Great Network? Is he kind of just grabbed anybody who was just doing like alternative media and anti-government?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, he didn't vet them.
That's what it's sounding like.
It started like that, but
I think he mentioned that he's gonna do his shows, but only for like a small group of people who like their request. It will be like to a small donation, and then you listen with respect, right? If you donated, of course. Like,
there's going to be his presentations, his event presentations. He's still going to be doing plenty of them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that, you know, the network's a failure. I think there's a great, you know, few people on there that are pretty good. And I mean, the donations have gone pretty high. So I mean, people are being taken care of on there. So
yeah. I don't know if there's any like someone would be getting traction if they were doing good, you know. Like I know there's a lot of people putting out content up there, but none of it is going viral, So, I thought it was world domination.
Well, I mean, just like he's shadow banned, everybody's shadow banned. But I mean, I know what you mean. That there are a few on there, like say Sean, his podcast gets around pretty far. But
send them my way, man, because I haven't been able to find any, and I've just been finding clowns. Nothing, dude. Nothing but clowns on these other groups. Very sensitive egos. That again, like earlier, I said these guys just think their fucking shit doesn't stink because they've taken a couple. They've watched a half a dozen Mark's videos and taken one of his class, and they think that they're like on this moral freaking, like they're supermen flying. And they still, just by their videos and their rhetoric, they're plagiarizing Mark. And I get that he tells people to do that, but like, you gotta do something else. You gotta do something different and interesting.
Yeah, it's been far too long. I mean, I agree with you. There should be a level of growth. You can't just be stuck on one thing. You got to grow as a creator.
And it's just a bunch of dudes complaining about government again. Like, I thought Mark taught us to be inward pointing, not outward pointing. Like, I get, exposing government. Yeah, sure. Got it. Been doing it for the last 15 years. I was also able to accomplish a bunch of other stuff too while I was exposing government. So like this idea,
you make walk and chew gum at the same time,
save animals and humans at the same time, which is an excuse I've heard almost all these guys say, which is an excuse that Mark gave them. The guy said some really goofy shit. And he's compromising because he knows that the majority of the people aren't carnists or are carnists and aren't going to like hearing that, it's a little bit more important than they're making it seem to be. That, it's like, okay, so we woke up to to war is bad. Taxes are bad, all this stuff. But we just continue going with the system and not fighting it. Like, I don't understand this. I'm awakened now. I know that veganism is the less harm way of doing things, but I'm just going to take a while till I change my actual actions. Outside of a week or a maximum a month, there's no reason to take that long. And it doesn't make any sense logically if you apply it to any of the other things that we're into. Like I said, so the state is bad, so we should just keep supporting the state for 12 years until we actually want to do something. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, these guys, sorry, Devin, but people that buy new cars, people that buy houses, people that
I didn't buy a new car,
slave jobs, and just have no plan of changing that ever. They're not doing any steps to change that. They're not trying to do agorism in the least bit. And then they're up here telling the people that are doing agorism that they're full of shit. Just because they got some clout from being on Mark's network or something. It's all very goofy. I'm not here to destroy the One Great Work Network. I'm here to make it better. It could be what it should be, the best network that we have. But I don't even know if I can say that because, I go up there and it's like Benny Will's videos and, some Catholic guy talking about Catholicism and how great it is. And then these carnists saying that natural law, it's okay to be a little bit relative when it comes to eating and eating animals. It's okay if in your opinion, if it's okay, then it's okay. That's literally what these clowns like Logan Hart are saying to people. It's okay to be relative, about things that are actually hard to change. Basically, what the guy's saying. I'm straw manning him here, but not by far.
Defeat is attitude.
Yeah,
Just
and
to
then these guys
correct the
think that
record, Jeff, I have an 8-year-old car, so I didn't buy a brand new car, bro.
you're looking at one today.
Yeah, I was looking at one because maybe in the future I'd like to buy it as a used vehicle because I don't want to have some antiquated technology.
Hey, no joke. When I was younger, I literally did that shit. In 2004, when they released the Mazda 3 Turismo edition that had like that 4-cylinder turbo, went to the dealership, test drove that thing. Dude, I remember in 2012 when that car dropped down to like $4,000, I was like, oh, yeah, time to get one. And I
That's
walked in to buy
exactly what
one.
I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is going to be a great car in 3 years.
But funny story, when I walked in to buy one,
it lost 60% of its value.
I walked in to buy one and I left with a GTI. I didn't even buy the car. I left with a Volkswagen GTI, but I never thought I was going to be able to get a GTI for like the same price. So I was like, oh, fuck it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the car market's fucked, but if you play it right, you can get a good deal.
A good deal? What does that mean?
I don't even know what that means anymore.
You're being sold something that's horrendously overpriced. How is it a good deal if they knock off a couple grand?
It's a good deal,
and all the new car technology is complete complete throwaway.
A good deal would
garbage.
be that I could buy the Toyota Hilux that I really want, but unfortunately, the right
new cars
and the left
are the
control our
least
market.
valuable cars in the history of time. The cars that are being built right now are the least quality and the least value you could ever expect to find. They're only getting worse.
What was the golden age for cars? I'd like to hear what it is.
I was literally just going to answer that question. I would say the golden age cutoff for vehicles is about 2004. After 2004, you don't really find full steel vehicles anymore. And they started making thinner steel. Shit started rusting out real quickly. Dude, I got rid of all my high technology. Yeah, electrical systems got more advanced and shit. It just really became a mess.
This Luddite view of vehicles. I don't understand why people think that like some 80s box truck is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't understand what that is. We don't do that with anything else. Are you gonna still use a pager? Are you still using like a Lenovo with the little red button in the middle of the keyboard?
Look, I'm going to be straight up.
What is it about vehicles that people have like a love affair with old ass cars?
So I'm just gonna I know you had no idea, but I do have an 80s BMW and I also have a like older Dodge van. So I won't take that as a trigger. But the reason is because they're cheaper to fix and easier to maintain and they last longer.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't see that. I don't
Every
see
new car
anybody
is
else
full
on the
of
road
sensors.
driving these cars.
Do you know why most of the reason most the reason most of the classic cars that we talk about from the 80s, 70s, and 90s aren't really around anymore is because they did a program for basically exchanging your car in for newer cars, and dude, they just scrapped them. They just fucking was it cash for clunkers? They did cash for clunkers. Yeah, they just scrapped the shit out of them at fucking steel price because it was really high at the time, and that was because of the war.
Have you?
But anyway.
Yeah, I could segue back.
Beyond whatever mechanical problem, health issue buying new cars is, new cars generate a new taxable entity that creates tax revenue for the war machine for about 20 or 30 years. So
Correct.
the moral behind the argument is the most important argument. It is immoral you're doing aggression on the world by starting a new taxable entity. It's like having a human, like having a baby. Basically, it's this thing that will generate revenue for the state for a decade, 15 years. It's shorter than when humans live longer, but it's definitely very the whole. And the auto industry is artificially keeping the market afloat also. There's many reasons why being obsessed with new cars and shit is has its roots in statism and Satanism.
Man, I still have iPhone.
Oh no,
iPhone.
you know what though? I'll tell you this. When it comes to wanting to desire a car, that concept of desiring a car, my personal opinion, that shit died in the 80s. The cars they made for the consumer died in the 80s. Everything after that, they just were trying to get cars on the market. They didn't care about you. They weren't designed for you. They're just, I don't know, man. Things changed after the 80s.
I think the Volvo made good cars, and then they say that it's not sustainable for them to have a really good quality car, so that people don't have to buy new ones soon, right?
Yeah.
They saw it.
Volvo did one of the best studies on electric versus gasoline vehicles out there, and they were completely frank about the results. They had no bias in it at all. They showed that it would take at least 8 years for the electric car to be greener than a combustion vehicle, and now they're on track to stay with hybrid vehicles and put electric vehicles in an application where they make sense, which is in urban areas and short distances with smaller battery packs. They're not trying to compete on this. I need 400 miles out of an electric car game.
No, I get that. The sad part is we're a part of the world right now that is a part of the lithium mining that is not a part of those smaller batteries. It's not a part of that system they're trying to get to. Right now, we're in the big battery. We're in the big digging holes for lithium shit, and it sucks, man. It's really toxic.
Just getting back to karmic inventory.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Does your lifestyle put out into the world? You got to always be looking at that and always be trying to get that number lower. But we're getting back to this video. Done talking with cars.
Up into psychological adulthood. Your children who know nothing. You know nothing about what's going on. You know nothing about the causal factors. You know nothing about the real solutions. You're just trash. This is what all of the people who have really truly understood my work should have been telling these people all along and encouraging them to do shadow work to actually self-improve and gain knowledge. But no, you haven't done any of that. You've sat on your lazy asses and you haven't fucking confrontationally challenged these people. You've just let them to continue to believe whatever they're currently believing and continue to be just as dumb as they've always been. The imbeciles out there in this movement don't even understand the mechanics of an eclipse. You don't even understand what just happened with the massive solar flares and CMEs that were Earth-directed that almost constituted a Carrington event. We have morons out there saying humanity did this somehow. You don't even understand the orders of magnitude of energy required. You have no sense of scale. You're dumb. You're just dumb. You're just dumb. You should have paid attention better when the whole scale of things were being explained, when energy was being explained, when the amounts of things required to do things is being explained, because you know none of it. You have no idea of dynamics. You have no idea of physics. You have no idea of motion. You have no idea of geometry. You're just fucking unbearably dumb people. You're unbearably dumb. It's painful for others who are intelligent to even hear what you spew. Because you're just dumb shits.
Painful.
And there's no other way to tell you. You should have paid attention to mathematics and physics and geometry and tried to make a better effort to understand these things. You should have tried to really understand how computers work. You're just lazy bags of shit. That's why you're enslaved. Because you don't know anything. You're enslaved because you're so stupid.
Mark, we do know how to use computers. We play video games.
I don't even play video games.
And you'll attack the fucking messenger, and people will say, how dare you, Mark, how dare you say those mean things to people? Yeah. I think I got the voice perfect right there. You know, you're
pretty spot on.
Devin left. He always gets mad when I talk shit about cars.
Oh.
Hello, Daniel.
Hemp can save the world.
Hey,
Hey.
Was this your
I
friend,
had to come
Aryan?
up, obviously. I had to. Just the discussion is just so freaking powerful. Anyway, carry on, please. Don't mind me.
Nice.
You're being mean to people. Dumb people who continue to stay dumb don't deserve niceness, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only real divide in humanity, is dumb versus truly holistically intelligent. Because the dumb people will either embody this Dunning-Kruger effect and or continue to be statists, people who believe in authority, and the real intelligent people will not be fucking hoodwinked by every fucking falsity that comes down the fucking pike that the CIA throws out there, fucking Tavistock throws out there for people to latch onto to make them look like idiots, which isn't hard to do. They'll finally, the real intelligent will expose that and tell the dumb people how dumb they are. That's what should happen.
Justin
It's not about just be silent or be nice to all the people who buy into all the bullshit. You buy into all your religious bullshit. Your flat earthers, your carnists, your fucking statists, your fucking people who believe everything is a fucking conspiracy, you know? I mean, I'm not, first of all, I want to separate myself. Nobody since day one of my work should ever be referring to me as a conspiracy theorist.
Definitely, it was a
Fuck
massive
that term.
conspiracy.
Don't apply it to me. I'm not a conspiracy
Question
theorist.
everything.
I'm a fucking whistleblower. I'm a whistleblower. I was involved in real
Absolutely.
in the world of the occult. And I'm trying
this
to
is
explain to
key,
people
though.
how it
This
works
is
to
key, though. The reference to being a whistleblower over a conspiracy theorist. This is definitely the out, you know, for people that have always been accusing, you know, certain truther groups of being conspiracy theorists. I think this is the way better route to go.
That's a very beautiful thing to explain it like that, actually. Isn't it weird how we divide, like how we look at that divide? I've always thought that was strange, you know?
Why should we accept that term? That's just a made-up propaganda
Mind-blowing, right? It's like, hold on a second. You're trying to do with all reality, with how the Constitution is documented, how are you going to shame these people for defending their people and their country? You literally give them a shit name, and everybody thinks they're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Why would we use the terms that they invented to use against us?
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
I switched my shit to whistleblower and animal rights activist.
Oh, dude, I had somebody try to tell me that.
Whoa, hold on, though.
Yep.
We can't use the word veganism because it's polarizing. Fuck that shit.
God. Oh, fucking horror.
Words have definition. Vegan the word vegan has a definition. And we live according to it.
Veganism wasn't a word that was used as propaganda against us. So why would we continue to use propaganda
I know.
words?
It was used as from a group of people that knew vegetarianism wasn't going far enough.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, just because everyone doesn't like it, just because the carnists don't like it, I'm not going to fucking give it up. Are you fucking crazy? That's not how it works.
That's been a lot of Mark's work, is explaining the definitions of words to people.
Yeah.
He has a really good way of breaking down etymology.
Yep.
Definitely.
That's good.
I love listening to him. And it's good. But here's another thing that I really like about him. He tells us off about the things that we should be told off about. He brings it home to you because he makes you look at yourself. You know what I'm saying?
People need to know, and they're very confused. They're lost. They're indoctrinated.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That tough love approach.
Yeah.
Well, eventually, people do need it to a point. You could sit there and explain to people. I give people multiple chances before. I'm at his point where I'm like, look, motherfucker, I'm so tired of explaining the same shit to you that you're not fucking getting it, man. Like, fuck.
They don't want to listen, man. They do not want to listen.
No, because they want to argue.
No, they think that they know better than us. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. Really, and so I'm with Passio on that because it pisses me off. Excuse my French, but it fucking pisses me off.
What I think's really funny is when the guys all get into these debates with people online on Facebook and stuff, and everybody's cutting at everybody for being a vegan. I'm one of the few that goes, I'm not fucking vegan. I will punch a goat in the face. I swear to God. If he spits on me, he's getting rocked in the face. I'm telling you, I will, dude. I will tackle a fucking goat. Don't fuck with me. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, so don't try to bring us to veganism, because in the end, fuck the animals, man. I just don't fuck with them, and the fact I eat this certain way is actually beneficial to the world, so I just do that. But as
Okay,
mentioned,
can I
I'll punch you both in the
on the
face.
side of gentleness here? All right, no. I mean, I get you. Look, I've been buttered by sheep and goats, but then I've also had sheep follow me through my local field when I went. I went to sunbathe because I didn't have a garden, so I'd go up on this hill in my little village. I'd go and sit in the sun. The whole herd would just be munching about, and there'd be like these 3 sheep, and the main one in the middle was like, I'm the leader. And they'd come and they'd stand in front of me, and then the one in the middle would stamp its front feet and look at me, and I'd go, what? Just go and eat your clover and grass and whatever you eat. And then they'd bugger off and they'd leave me alone. And then I'd go and
they all
walk
do
through
that.
the field. Oh, hang on, no, it's hilarious. I'd walk through the field to go back home later on, and I could hear this like footsteps behind me. And I'd look behind, the whole freaking herd was behind me. And I go, just go and eat the clover. You don't need to follow me. And then I'd carry on walking. I'd turn around. They're all eating the clover because they understand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I just want to. I'm not going to lie. I do eat meat, but I'm also partial to roadkill. So if someone knocks an animal, which I don't, trust me, I will go out of my way when I drive to not kill an animal. But if I find a bit of good roadkill, I'm going to eat that. Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean, that's between you and God. I'm not really my issue at that point. I guess I don't know what to say there. Yeah.
Okay.
You certainly didn't violate anybody's rights doing that.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I mean, within my belief system, I was like, I don't think you really did anything wrong here. I think it's a little odd in my concept of life. So that's between you and God. That's how I look at it. I won't hold it against you.
There's weird laws in Britain. So in the narrow land, so there's strange laws. If you knock something down, allegedly, you're not allowed to take it and eat it. But if somebody else knocks the animal down, then you can go and take it and eat it. So a deer or whatever, a pheasant, doesn't matter. A swan, probably not. Yeah, weird that, isn't it?
That's interesting.
Somebody knocks a human down.
Oh, no, don't even do that. Oh, no, don't go there. That's really creepy.
I don't think that's creepy. I think it's no defense. I think it's a level of speciesism, you know? I mean, I think...
I mean, who knows? We're going to some weird dystopian world, aren't we? With all the weird stuff that's happened in the last 4 years. Never mind the last 20 years or 30 years. Because I'm not a spring chicken. You know, I'm an old git. I am an old git.
I think it was really shitty for a while, and then I think utilitarianism kind of like stepped forth in Western culture, and I think from there it kind of gave people a concept to look at things a little differently. I mean, I look at like our, Bret Hart from with his concepts of slavery back in the 1800s, and then we look up to God, I was just talking about him earlier today.
And all this thing about color, slavery, color, it's BS, total horseshit, right? Slaves, and it comes from the Slavs, actually. So the first slaves were white. They weren't even black, right? So it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, technically, the first slaves had feathers, but
yeah, sorry. I suppose, yeah. Or scales, whatever they could get their
or whatever. Yeah, sure, whatever they ate back then. Yeah.
I mean, Al-Mari was like a Syrian poet 1,000 years ago. He had a poem called I don't want to steal from nature anymore.
Oh, will you please read it sometime?
Without knowing he was vegan, Crazy.
Would you read that poem sometime if possible?
Yeah,
that would be great. I love poetry. I actually write a little bit here and there, but
That's cool.
I have a question. Do you foliage then?
Sorry, me?
Like, do you foliage then? Because you said you pick up dead animals and eat them off the road. Do you go mushroom hunting and stuff like that too?
Yeah. I grew up with all that. I mean, when I was a child, I lived over in Germany. It's called Niederland, so it's like northern Germany. I had Steiner education as well. I don't know if you know about Steiner education, but yeah, we used to like families. We'd all go out. We'd have baskets. No plastic bags, by the way, in those days, because this was the 70s. So we didn't have plastic bags. It was like baskets, that kind of thing.
It was a new thing still. Yeah.
Right?
I can read the poem quickly. Okay, so do not...
No, slowly.
Okay. Do not unjustly eat fish the water has given up, and do not desire as food the flesh of slaughtered animals, or the white milk of mothers who intended its pure draught for their young, not noble ladies. I mean human. And do not grieve the unsuspecting birds by taking eggs, for injustice is the worst of crimes. And spare the honey which the bees get industriously from the flowers of fragrant plants. For they did not store it that it might belong to others, nor did they gather it for bounty and gifts. I washed my hands of all this and wish that I perceived my way before my hair went gray. Yeah. That was like that was 973 AD, like until 1000. Yeah, like 10.
Very old then.
Yeah, but yeah.
And I just wanted to say about the vegan, the animal defender. So yeah, it was animals first, but I'm talking about human slavery when people go on about colour and all this stuff. So yes, I agree, it was animals.
I always bring up the fact when people bring up slavery here in America, when they're like, oh, African reparations. I'm like, bro, I'm Irish and Scottish. And then they look at me like an idiot. And I'm like, bro, do you realize that back then when they were purchasing slaves and people were coming over, you could basically buy 2 to 3 Irishmen for 1 black dude? Like, I don't think, like, we are so forgotten here.
Hi, exactly.
Oh,
well,
ironically, it's real shit understanding.
Yeah, I'm in Scotland, by the way.
Oh,
I'm on the East Coast.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, we came over to America, bro. It was just like, oh fuck you, and we couldn't get work, so basically we enslaved ourselves to fucking factories and shit.
Yeah, you don't want to see Scotland right now. It's gone really weird. It used to be pretty free, but there's weird crap going on right now over here, man.
That's going on.
I do not like it.
There's a cool vegan band in Scotland. Oi Polloi.
There it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's not funny.
Video.
Oh, sorry. All right, go on.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
I'm a whistleblower. I'm not theorizing about anything. I'm teaching real, genuine knowledge that is hard-won from personal life experience. I'm a whistleblower, not a conspiracy theorist. Fuck your term. Shove it up your fucking ass. Don't call me that. I'm not theorizing about anything. And yes, conspiracies do exist. It's powerful people coming together to strategize. If you don't think that's happening, you're a dumb, fucking ignorant child.
Nah, I trust my government.
You want to put those terms together like I'm theorizing about powerful people coming together to fucking get an agenda accomplished amongst themselves. Yeah, that's theorizing. And I'm not theorizing about what I was involved in. I lived it. Don't tell me my life is a theorization. It isn't. It's direct fucking life experience from a fucking man that almost all you fucking baby-fied fucking children will never have 1 millisecond of. Because first of all, you're all inept fucking people with no life experience. You can't fucking lick a fucking stamp right and stick it on an envelope. That's how fucking life skillless you are. You're inept, life skillless babies. Almost everybody in this movement. With very few exceptions. And then people want to get mad at me for saying it's like that because your dumb fucking skank mothers shut you out. Your dumb fucking deadbeat fucking skank father shut you out. And they taught you nothing in life.
Wow.
They taught you zero in life. And we wonder, I don't know, why are we enslaved? I can't figure it out. Maybe because my skank parents shut me out and never told me a fucking thing? I don't know. Let me use my slide rule and my abacus and I'll get back to you on that one. You people make me sick. You make me sick. And I really have to just leave it alone because you're just not worth it. That's all it is. It's just like when you just realize, you know what? You're not worth another fucking millisecond of my time, and then you shut the fuck up and you're dead to me. That's where this is headed. That's where this is headed because there's been zero progress in 17 years, and you're too fucking stupid to be taught. You're too egotistical. You're too satanic. Your mindset is Satanism. You can't hear wisdom being spoken to you. You want to challenge everything as if somehow you have more experience and knowledge and skills, and you don't. You don't have more ability. You don't have more experience. You don't have more skills. You don't have more knowledge. You don't have more understanding. You don't have more wisdom. You're deficient in everything, and you think you're okay because some fucking retard told you you're okay just the way you are. That's the encouragement that Team Humanity has gotten. Their whole miserable fucking
He's right. I just want to say about the animal defender.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just saying about what Animal Defender said, and obviously animals deserve the freedom. But
yes,
I didn't eat meat for like 7 years, and then I went back to eating meat for like 2 or 3 years, and then I didn't eat meat for another 3 or 4 years. So, and that was fish as well. But I think that there's so much when you actually know that the food is not in the supermarket or your local shop. The food is in the earth. So what we call weeds, not us necessarily, but what they call weeds and spray and kill are the most nutritious foods that you can ever find. And we're talking nettles. And I mean, I've got a book. It's Botany in a Day, and it's all Northern Hemisphere plants. So it's literally across America, Britain, into Russia and beyond, right? So if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, that is a book that will feed you. So starting with a lovely dandelion, one of my favorite plants, because you can eat everything.
Cancer.
Top to bottom and beyond, right? And it will heal your gut. It is one of the best stomach bitters. Now, I'm of the old school. I've got Swedish stomach bitters here, right? So I've got a German mother who's no longer with us, but bless her. And that's why I'm in the position I'm in, because they both died on me like really quickly, and I've been here for 2 years, and it's freaking doing my head in. Yeah, I'm dealing with all the legal system, and it's horrible. But on the brighter side, my mother's sister is like my second mother, and her husband, my non-related uncle, they're like angels. Now, they are Mormons, so they're really they're very gentle. They play original instruments like cello. He was an instrument builder, which is just like, I learned to play the lyre at school when I was in Germany. And these are things that they bring you back to nature, that gentleness, the sound, and then learning how to tune the instruments, just wonderful. And so these are the things that are being removed from schools. There is no natural teaching anymore. They shove the children in front of computers. They're not showing them how to grow anything. When I was 7, they showed me how to plant mustard plants around my crop because it will keep pests away. And then you can harvest the mustard. Right? Just absolutely amazing stuff. I was sharpening my own knives in my woodwork class at number 7 age. Right?
Yep.
But now it's like, oh, no, you might hurt yourself. What on earth is going on?
Yeah, no shit. No shit. You just might hurt yourself. Shit. You climb up a tree, you might hurt yourself. There's a million things you could do that might hurt yourself. Yeah.
Hi.
So no, actually, what I was going to say about what he said on the comments was, do animals deserve freedom? Of course, animals deserve freedom. As far as animals deserving respect, that's kind of a different question, really. I mean, because in my level of disrespect, they need decency. that's what they need. You need to give animals decency, the decency of their own way to exist. When it comes to physical respect, I mean, I don't think they really care about being disrespected, to be honest with you. I think if you walked up to a cow and you start shouting in his face, he's probably just going to look at you and keep eating. He might even spit at you a little bit. Even if you spit on him, he might spit at you. You know, might get a spitting exchange.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think
See,
I don't think respect is the issue here.
No, I want to say something to that. So when I was 4, my mum took me to Spain, right? I experienced amazing stuff and food up in the mountains they were hunting rabbits. I didn't go on the rabbit hunt, but they had this cave where they would hang the rabbits and they would skin them and they would do all the stuff. They made their own chorizo. They cured their own olives. And when they cooked the chickens that they cooked were their own chickens. So, and you ate everything. And we're talking the feet, every freaking bit. Nothing was wasted.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in a hunting family. That's kind of how we
So
were.
it wasn't just about meat. No. Wait. So, but we also, I learned how to harvest figs. So I was eating fresh figs up in the Spanish mountains as a 4-year-old and learning how to cure olives. And but then we went and stayed at this lovely old woman's cottage, and it was the best linen. I mean, we're talking old school linen. The beds were beautiful. She had her own goats. She had her own herd of goats, so she made her own cheese. It was the milk, raw goat's milk. And me being a 4-year-old, I wanted to go in and pet the goats, of course, you know, because they're really, really cute. So I jumped into their enclosure, and the big boy came and butted me really hard with his horns. I jumped out of that pen so quick you couldn't make it up. But
I bet
the air up on these mountains is just beautiful. And so if you've got children, take them into nature as much as you possibly can. That's all I'm saying.
Of course.
It was a wonderful experience. Even getting buttered by the goat, you know? He was just defending his flock, you know? He's like, get the frig out of my pen.
That's what you guys are. You're a shit-filled gym. You're a shit-filled, dirty, sweaty gym sock. That's what you guys are. And I don't know. I have to come up with these colorful, flowery, analogies to even explain it, because I don't even have the words to describe how fucking miserable most of the people in this movement are. What miserable scumbags you guys are. It's pathetic. I don't want to be around any of you because you're that pathetic, and you embody the Dunning-Kruger effect. Imagine cunt rags out there telling me, you're off the air because you eat plants. This is what you sound like. You're drooling out of the side of your mouth, and that's what you sound like. You're not on the air because you eat plants. That's exactly what you fucking sound like, you fucking mud creatures.
Yep. Mud creatures, I like that.
You guys are so degraded. You're so degraded as beings that you don't even know enough to be embarrassed for yourself. When the person you just said, you're off the air because you're sick, because you haven't eaten meat, and you only eat plants for moral reasons because I understand what my own property is and what it is not, and my property is not the body of another creature. And then you want to say plants are the same as animals, and that's the most moronic argument that could ever exist, because plants aren't sentient beings capable of their own movement independent from the earth. They are a part of the fucking earth and have to grow from it. You don't even understand that level of spirituality and spiritual truth.
I mean, technically, we are
the best argument
you want to
for
say,
veganism.
I'm sick from just eating plants.
Technically, we're plants
like
too.
Said,
we need the earth to survive.
Come to my fucking door, test your theory out, and I'll show you how sick I am and how weak I am from eating plants. You'll find the fuck out. And people want to say, Mark, you're going to bring this down on yourself. I'm telling you, I don't care. I will go ego to ego with these ignoramuses. I'm not going to be Jesus sitting there letting the fucking Romans crucify him. You are out of your fucking mind if you think I'm that one, boy. You'll find out. You'll find out from the front end of a fucking shotgun. That's where you'll find out from. When 000 Buck is hitting your fucking face. You trash ape.
He's so angry right now.
So this is what people did. Harass me online, very luckily for their own lives, not in person. telling me I'm ill, not because I'm psychologically distressed because my father is actively ready to die, but because I don't eat meat. Yeah. You're such degenerate trash from degenerate trash parents that you won't even be humbled enough to say, oh my God, look at how wrong I was. And he was off the air because of his father being in a state of actively dying. No, you'll triple and quadruple down in your low life satanic mindset. And say, look at how angry he is that the people said that about him, and he's trying to say this about them and call them these names. That's how much you're degenerate trash. And all the people that would agree with that, somehow that I don't have the right, being harassed endlessly when I told them to stop talking to me, stop proselytizing your cult religion. I'm not in your satanic cult. You're in the satanic cult. I'm out of it. I left it a long time ago and straightened my fucking psyche out and straightened my fucking soul out. You're still in the cult, and you're still fucked up. I'm not in your cult. We're not in your fucking meetings. I don't want to hear your satanic cult
Ooh, we're getting double down here.
And carnism and statism.
Oh,
keep your
was there
big
an echo or
unholy
something?
trinity the fuck away
Yeah, that
from
was
me,
quite the echo.
or I'm gonna hurt you. You think you're going to fuck around,
Right
and there's going to be like some fucking bullshit Christian forgiveness, and I'm going to go, oh, I'm going to turn the other cheek. I've been turning the other cheek with this information for 17 years. That's turning the other cheek. You think you're going to fuck around, and you're fucking around with some little fucking punk boy like yourself, and you're going to find out how much you're fucking around with a fucking killer.
With a fucking
they think
You
we're
think I'm
weak.
playing fucking
They think
games?
we're weak.
I'll challenge you.
You
think I'm fucking playing games?
That's what I say. I'll challenge you.
The fuck out, because I'm ready to go.
I tell them all the time, bro.
And
That's my usual response to people is I will destroy you in any physical or intellectual challenge. And then nobody steps up. I debated this carnivore diet influencer on YouTube. And during our debate, he challenged me to an MMA fight, and he's like 19. And I'm all, let's fucking do it. Because he lived in LA, and I lived in LA, and I'm all, let's fucking do it. And this bitch fucking bitched out and like moved to Mexico and was like made all these excuses. And I'm like, dude, you should be able to destroy me. But this kid only
he chickened out then.
Animal
Forgive the pun.
raw milk, and eggs. That's all he ate. It was disgusting.
That is so disgusting.
That is disgusting.
He only shits once every 6 days. I'm like, bro, you're gonna die.
He's
John shits like 5 times a day. It's crazy. I've never met somebody who shits as much as John does.
Wait. John Bob shit. Where is John Bob?
I don't know where John Bob is right now, but I swear to God, that dude shits too much.
Wait, what did he eat?
Why don't you text him and tell him to get
on? I'll give you this. John eats 10 times more than anybody I've ever met in my life.
If you don't go to the toilet at least twice a day, you got an issue, I reckon.
Yeah. No, it's just how much he eats. He eats so much, and his digestive system is so well in tune that he just flows, dude. Like he's a raw, so he doesn't cook food or nothing. I mean, God, he just literally eats all day.
What did this MMA guy eat?
John's online right now. He's just not into Mark Passio, so he's
John mostly fruit. His diet's like 80% fruit, about 20% vegetable.
Oh, right. Well, then that's easy to digest. Absolutely. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, dude, he flows
I know
through
my
it.
body.
Not John, the MMA.
John Balls.
MMA guy. What did the MMA guy eat?
Oh, MMA guy.
Male specimen, John Balls.
There's actually, I couldn't give you the names, but there's a few bodybuilders that are really huge and really healthy skin. They don't eat any meat whatsoever. Nothing at all.
Yeah, they're just
freaking.
They're not supposed to be doing that.
It's a complete fallacy. Look, but hang on.
Hold on. Can I ask one question, please? Jeff.
Yes, of course. Obviously.
Oh, jeez.
What up?
Yeah,
Darren's
speak.
in the house.
We're waiting. Only kidding.
Use your words.
Yo, Jeff.
Yeah.
What did you say? Yeah. Damn, I can't get my words out.
Yes, you can.
What are you asking?
Yeah, I would if like, jeez. I'm just trying to ask, what did this guy eat?
Oh, he just told you. Fruit mostly.
He's raw vegan.
No, I'm not talking about.
No, the MMA fighter. He said he cut out. He wanted to know what that guy was eating. He wanted to know what you said he ate.
Yeah. Yep.
What guy?
The MMA fighter, the one that you said in LA that you were going to fight who backed out. You said he ate something. He wanted to know what.
No. He's not an MMA fighter. His name's Joey Schwartz. Carnivore Camaraderie. He's like a big
It would
YouTuber.
be Schwartz, wouldn't it?
He's
Okay.
a clown. But he only eats.
It would be Schwartz, though, wouldn't it?
Hold on. 1 sec. Let Jeff
raw
say
eggs
it, please.
and raw milk. That's it. That's all he eats.
God.
He got scurvy. I told him he was going to get scurvy, and he got scurvy 2 weeks after we did
The
our
guy
podcast
probably
together.
smells.
He must have a very bad gut system. Drinking and eating. Well, drinking mostly. Ugh, that sounds horrible.
You know, I joined a few of those beginner carnivore groups.
Nigger! No, Steven's being a
Hello.
nigger. Steven's being a nigger, yeah, that's true. Niggers!
That one, man.
Nigger!
Wait. Who was that?
Sammy?
I don't know.
Anyways, I joined a few of those
Maybe
carnivore
she wants
groups,
to
and
split
I thought it was hilarious
Maybe she wants
because
to
you
split
have
or
to
something.
post on those
Wait,
carnivore groups.
Hold on, bro. What was that?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Nigger!
Oh.
Trolling.
Oh. Yeah, it looked like a troll.
Yeah, we got trolled a little bit. It's cool.
Who is that coming
The
through?
niggers!
Sounds like Sammy.
It was some
Fuck the
lady.
niggers! He was
Maybe. There she is
I'm
again.
sorry.
Uh-oh.
The correct answer was naggers. It was naggers. Sorry.
Naggers.
Alright, ride that nigger
What is
dick,
that?
bitch.
Oh, here she is
Ride
again.
that nigger dick. Ride
Eat
that
shit.
nigger dick, bitch.
Eat shit, bitch.
I don't think she's talking about veganism. I think she might be trying to sell her body.
What's happening here?
Go back to
Funny,
Arkansas with your nigga.
And a bit
Oh,
sad
shit.
as well.
Go back to Arkansas with your nigga.
We don't need the ADL.
What's she
Oh,
doing?
Steven's calling. He's being a nigga. I'm looking at
Oh,
you right
dear.
now, nigga. Quit being a faggot. Quit being a
Oh,
nigga.
dear.
Steve.
What is happening right now? I'm so confused. Did the educational standard just drop in this room by a fucking 100 points?
Sorry, I had to laugh there.
No, Jeff should have control over it.
I'm making a spliff, by the way, so I'm going to mute myself here.
Jeff, do you have control?
No, you're good. Go ahead, man. I'm about to pack a bowl myself.
You want to think it's worth it? You'll be fucking
Right.
self-suiciding
Right.
yourself
Do
by
it now.
fucking around with the wrong one. That's what'll happen. Find the fuck out is my fucking last word to you. Find the fuck out.
I don't want to find out.
So on the exact opposite note of let's inject a little bit of light humor. I've been doing Jay Parker's show for several weeks. We've been doing like a kind of a seasonal mini series I've been doing on his show, The Center Path, on Thursday evenings. And, on the show, I kind of did like a little promo for my band Mercy Comet. And no, I'm not in a
Hilarious
real band called Mercy Comet. It's a gag. It's a joke. It's a fictional thing that we invented because it sounded like a cool name for a band about
name.
people praying for a comet to fucking come and crash into the fucking earth and end this bullshit called humanity. The only reason that would be non-merciful is because it would kill all the wonderful animal life on the planet, which does deserve to continue. But humanity definitely does not, based on where we're at. So Mercy Comet is my fictional band, that is about, praying for a big comet to come and just hit this fucking planet and end the mud ape species called humanity. And I fantasized about
I'd
Mercy
forgotten
Comic
about that
Band
one.
playing with Douglas Adams,
That's
who wrote
gold.
the Hitchhikers to the Galaxy series of books. He had a fictional band in,
I
in those
love
book
that
series.
book
I read all the
Called
books.
Disaster Area.
I read them all.
I did too.
I
They're
love
great.
Douglas
This is a
Adams'
poster
books.
that the artist Steve Mealy came up with for our
Robots with
galactic
manic
tour called
depression.
It's Only the End of the World Again, which was one of Disaster Area songs, Only the End of the World Again. Featuring Disaster Area and Mercy Comet, one night only on Judgment Day, a slot of Millie Ways, the restaurant at the end of the universe, which was the title of Adams' second book in the 5-part series of Hitchhiker's Guide. Don't panic, just be there. There it is. Passio, Desiato. It's Only the End of the World Again Galactic Tour featuring Disaster Area and Mercy Comet. Thank you, Steve, for having some fun with me with that during a very tough time, injecting a little bit of humor, and I really appreciate you putting your very considerable graphic talents to work for a little bit of light humor there. It's even hard for me to really find things humorous and get in any kind of a humorous attitude or mood these days because of what's going on. But I try to still be at least able to laugh somewhat. And, so there's a little comic promo for people who understand Douglas Adams' wit and humor. He's just really one of my favorites. I consider him one of the best, science fiction, comedy, social commentary authors.
Definitely one of my favorites.
And for people who don't know him, I think if you got to know his work, you'd probably really enjoy it. But anyway, that's the promo poster for the big gig.
Have you guys read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah. I've read all the books. All the books.
You've read all of them? Yeah, I read them
all
growing up. They're pretty cool books.
Yeah. Amazing. And if you realise that the guy, Douglas Adams, he actually spent quite a lot of his life living on his friend's couch. So he didn't actually have his own house. So he'd sleep on his mates' couches, on their sofas.
That's hilarious.
So fascinating guy, man. He did write other stuff, not connected to the Hitchhiker's Guides. But
that was probably
I
one of the
loved
first
it.
books I read that had like dirty stuff in it when I was a kid. Because he gets pretty lewd in some of in a couple.
I'm actually considering reading from the first book again because I like to read, and I haven't really. Yeah, I'm gonna start reading. I had the whole set, and I bought it for like my partner years ago, but I can't find all the books. So, but I actually, when I first found the first 3 books, they were from charity shops and through friends, so I didn't actually buy them. So they just came to me by way of connections, which was amazing. And
I grew up on
Journey of the Sorcerer. No, the Eagles' Journey of the Sorcerer is the original music. Remember that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I love it. There's my rock bit coming out there.
Coming
All right,
up
carry on
any
anyway.
day now with Disaster Area and Mercy Comet, because that's coming up any day, folks. You could bet on that. More housekeeping, and then we'll move into the slides. The show's on a 3-hour format this season, which is, I'm going to say there's probably a 75% chance this is the last season of What on Earth is Happening. I think I'm going to transition. Might as well just talk about it a little and throw it out there, regardless of what happens. If I do decide to come back next year, I will. But I've been kicking around some ideas of just doing one major presentation every year instead of a whole bunch of small ones. Not doing any small presentations. I'll probably cut off doing all interviews. No more interviews. No presentations, no interviews unless it's a massive social media influencer. I mean massive, like millions of viewers, or I don't do it. I've talked to enough people and gotten my message out in an infinite variety of ways. There's more information now that could last life.
Do any of you watch the channel Old World Florida?
No.
Yeah, I just started.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not yet, but I may very well.
Good channel.
Okay, I do watch Mind Unveiled, which is a young couple.
Yeah.
I love Mind. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
Very good.
Unveiled
there's so many I can't remember right now. But I must confess,
Mohan.
I've
And
got
Mind
a
Unveiled.
I've got a guilty pleasure. Quantum of Conscience, because I love listening to that guy. I literally put him on. I've put his stuff in the playlist. I put it on. I'll go from where I've set, and I listen to this over and over again because you hear more.
He's in Philly too.
Yeah, he is in Philly. Yeah.
And Andrew, I forget his
name.
name.
Matt McKinley.
Matt
McKinley.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool
he
though.
He goes too much into like the simulation theory. I mean, it's
no, he
interesting.
doesn't. No. It isn't.
Yeah,
No. Honestly, he does not milk. So not milk is basically like this.
Yeah, it's
weird kind of
backwards.
It's yeah. Yeah, I know, it's hilarious. I call them the Borg, though. It's the same thing. Some people call it Satan, whatever. Do you know whatever your thing is?
I like Howdy Mikowski. I like Mikowski's work.
Oh yeah, I like him too. Yeah. He's really cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's
So
I can't even
Old
think
World,
of all of them.
Old World Florida and Mind Unveiled are definitely two channels on YouTube. You should definitely all be watching.
There's a Canadian lady, Michelle Gibson.
Michelle Gibson.
Is that the Tartarian lady?
Well, Howdy's Canadian.
She's lovely. She's absolutely stunning. And then there's a British guy, and they talk a lot. There's a few others that are connected to her, kind of through her. But there's deeper conversations with Chad.
Oh, I'll check
Deeper
that out.
conversations with Chad. He's a British guy.
Narco Longo, the guy who runs Old World Florida, he's actually pretty active on social media. So on his Instagram, I've talked to him a couple times over the years, and I asked him the other day if he was in Mark Passio, and he's like, no, but I've heard about him a lot. And I sent him the natural law seminar, and I was just like, if you're ever fried out on looking at history stuff, you should definitely check this out. And then he's also vegan. I'm gonna send him the carnism, Passio on carnism, basically. Hopefully that'll kind of interest him. And I want to try and get Mark on his show because he's up in the millions, I think, or he's getting close to a million.
Do you think there's
that's a really good group of people to be exposed to? His group is pretty. They're definitely like smarter than your average group of clowns on the internet. So hopefully. I can get Dr. Narco into Mark Passio and get Passio on that show, but it's really easy. Everyone can do it. Like a lot of these influencers are very active on social media and they'll respond, and it's worth a shot. Everyone, there's nothing you can lose really when you hit these guys up. Or make your own, like make an edit of Mark's stuff that's just like your best of edit, and send in like a cool edit. A shorter edit of like just something to at least pique a little bit of interest into watching the 4-hour video, which took me 15 years to watch that 4-hour video because I didn't really, I didn't get it.
You know what Passio says? He says, do not listen to just any episode. You have to go back to number one. If you can't do that, don't bother. What I wanted to know, though, Jeffrey, is
he's got a lot of videos, though. He's got a lot of content to go through. I'm rewatching
I've been listening to him for a lot of years, and I was also I've been listening to Michael Tassarian before I listened to him. I was on the internet in 1992, okay, when it was dial-up, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm an old git. Yeah. So what's important?
Cesarean and Maxwell before Mark. I was listening to. Yeah.
Right. Well, because look, so Mark is also connected to Tassarian. If you go and listen to what he actually said, this is why he says, go back to the beginning, listen to number one, go blah blah, and you go through that.
Michael Tassarian, Jordan Maxwell. David Icke, he refers to a lot of people who
there's a few others as well. Yeah, sure. I actually went to a talk with Michael Tellinger over in when I was back down in England, I drove up to, I think it was Manchester, Michael Tellinger, sorry, South African gentleman, very amazing. So he does all the Adam's clock, and he's got all the ringing stones. So he's found all these amazing stone circles in South Africa. We're not talking just like a handful or 100 or 1,000. We're talking tens and hundreds of thousands of stone circles. And they were saying, well, no, that's where they kept their animals. Well, no, they didn't. It's energetic placements, right? So it's like resonance that's going on from the earth and with us working with the earth. You know, when we go back to nature, which is where we were, and something came in and fumbled around with us, definitely. But so Michael Tellinger is another one that is incredible. And he's also found giant footprints in rock. Seriously, I'm not.
He's not saying they're dinosaurs?
Out of my bum.
Is that the punchline?
Pardon? I'm sorry?
I was just making a joke.
I missed it. Come on, tell me.
I was just saying he didn't call the footprints dinosaur footprints.
No, they weren't. They were like people, like freaking toes and a heel and a freaking foot, and it's like the size of his body. And you can find Michael Tellinger standing next to this footprint, freaking massive. Just go look it up. He's on YouTube as well.
The Nephilim footprint.
I love that.
I'm not sure I'd call it a Nephilim. We don't really know. We don't know very much.
Yeah.
We know little bits and pieces, each of us. And then that's why we come together and we have conversations. And we go, ooh, you know that. And ooh, and I know this. And then we go, ah. Anyway.
I'll tell you
For
what,
people
when
to
I was a
understand
kid,
what's really going on, they're just lazy fucks who don't want to understand it. That's all it comes down to is people are trash. They're not inherently trash forever. They've been worked into the condition of being low-life, lazy, loser trash. And they're never going to understand my work, not in the condition that they're in. Probably a comet will have to hit the planet, obliterate 99% or more of the population. We will need to rebuild from the ashes of civilization. And then maybe people will be ready to hear something different. Almost certainly not even then. It'll just happen all over again. Slavery will happen again. People won't listen to wisdom again, and it'll go on endlessly because that's what this is. This is hell. This planet has become a cyclical pattern of hell. If you really, really pay attention to what is going on, it's an endless cycle of destruction and ignorance. Ignorance leading to destruction, then leading to more ignorance and destruction again, and ad infinitum in that perpetual cycle because we simply won't wise up, use an act of our will to pull ourselves up from the fucking bootstraps and actually learn real knowledge and then put it into effect, thus converting it into true wisdom. Humanity will not do it because they hate themselves, because they don't have enough self-respect because of what happened to us in the ancient past, traumatizing us, and we choose to stay in the abuse victim traumatization cycle instead of breaking it through deep shadow work and psychological and spiritual healing. We won't do those things because we're lazy and we hate ourselves. It's the only reason. And I even realize all the people out there who buy into all these cults, you're just lazy people who hate yourself. That's all you are. It's all you'll ever be. You're just trash who hate yourself. But guess what? You think you're going to fuck around with me and get away with it. Boy, you're going to find the motherfuck out who you're fucking with, son. And girl, whoever, if I don't care if male, female, in between, whatever you identify as, you'll find out you fucked with the wrong one, motherfucker. You think you're fucking with some flowery little fucking shit flower child. You're going to find out you're fucking with a real fucking gangster killer.
Yeah.
Play the fuck around and you're going to find the fuck out what's going to happen to your fucking head and brain. Play the fuck around. I'm serious. You want to roll the fucking dice? Roll those fucking dice. The Passio fucking cares about living another fucking 10 seconds, motherfucker. You roll those fucking dice and find the fuck out. Because I'm not going to say anymore. So we're wrapping up this season with the Unholy Feminine presentation. I'm probably just going to do the presentation until the end. Probably not going to do the call-in shows that I promised because honestly, I don't want to. Honestly, I think my voice is more valuable than other people's. Quite frankly, I don't care who it offends. If you're one of the callers, I don't care. In all honesty, it's better for me to fucking speak for 3 hours and not have anybody on. No guests, no interviews, no calls. My voice is paramount in these times. And I should just say whatever the fuck I want to say, teach whatever material I want to teach. If you don't like it, shut it the fuck off. That's it. Nobody's coercing you to watch another fucking second. So that's the schedule until the end of this year. And then most likely, I think I'm going to transition to doing one major presentation a year, online only, not in a place where I have to set up the whole fucking place and ask for volunteers and sell tickets. It'll be online on Telegram, just like How to Become the True Media is. And after that, I think I'm just kicking around ideas. I might offer private one-to-one tutoring sessions for potential students who want to be privately mentored. And I'll do private mentoring sessions. And that'll be it. That'll be how I ride into the sunset. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to do public work in the form that I have been. It'll be one major presentation online per year. No more interviews, no more shows. And it will be private tutoring only. And this way we separate the wheat from the chaff, and the people who really want to learn will have to really devote their time and resources to it. And that'll be it. Because putting work out for free only attracts trash, and they don't deserve what I have to say or teach, quite frankly. That's what the vast bulk of this laughingly so-called movement is. It's not a movement. It hasn't gone anywhere. There is no movement. There is no truth movement. There is no freedom movement. There's a bunch of lazy sacks of shit who are deceived by the CIA, the Club of Rome, and Tavistock Institute, and the world religions. That's all that's out there. That's it. And you're just fucking dumb, son. You're just dumb.
I'm not.
We're simulcasting on 10 platforms. What on Earth is Happening? One Great Work Network, Telegram, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, X, Rumble, Odyssey, and DLive. Available now at gifts.whatonearthishappening.com. My 5 most recent presentations that are still not released to the public, they're available exclusively at Gifts. Government is Slavery, Real 7 Deadly Sins, Technology's Critical Role in the War for Freedom, Why We're Losing, and the big one that I delivered in October of 2023, Two Masks, Same Face, The Dark Occult Origins of Nazism and Communism. I will be releasing all of these 5 presentations on the summer solstice, June 21st, 2024, as long as I can get them all uploaded on that day. I will be releasing all of these for free out online to the public on June 21st of this year. Look for that in less than a month now. And quite frankly, I just have to say, just like all the rest of my work, it will be meaningless. There will be nothing that will be garnered. There will be nothing that will be really learned. Humanity will not apply it as wisdom. They will not incorporate it as knowledge and then apply it as wisdom. They don't have the willpower. They don't have the intelligence. They don't have the care to do it. I'm not saying that those things are impossible. I'm making a prediction that will not be shown and done, just like it hasn't been for the last 17 years. Why should I extrapolate that suddenly that will change? Oh, the only people that do that are people who are hopelessly addicted to the drug hopium. And what we have to realize is we already lost.
Opium's pretty cool.
We've already lost. If you want to try to prove me wrong, go ahead and try to morally educate the populace and see what luck you have in that. Maybe you could do better than me. I encourage people to do the great work, but my personal contribution to the great work must shift at this time. I can't continue to do it the way that I'm doing it now because there's no assistance. There's too little assistance. There's too little assistance in my physical presence. There's too little assistance out in the wider community. There's too little assistance with people putting this work before others. I've asked people, get me the attention of major influencers. Not a fucking soul interested. Not a fucking soul interested. And the people who do show a little bit of interest, they hear what I have to say, and it's just like, oh, well, there's just another guy with some opinions. No, that's not who Mark Passio is. I've been correct about all the dynamics that actually govern human freedom, and I've brought it to light more than any person in the modern human history. And you can say whatever you want about that statement. I don't give a fuck if you believe that's ego speaking. I'm correct. Find me one person, one human being before I did it that encapsulated the dynamic of freedom as perfectly as I have encapsulated it through the law of freedom, which is as morality increases, freedom increases, and as morality declines, freedom declines. You won't be able to do it because no one did it.
I actually
there is
bought
no
the
one who
t-shirt
encapsulated it like that and distilled it down to its essence. I did that in the modern world. And I think it's very wonderful that there are many great teachers of natural law now who have followed in those footsteps. And they're doing very awesome work, many of them. But I'm sorry, no one is going to tell me other teachers brought to light natural law and objective morality and the absolute critical interconnection between those dynamics and the human experience of either freedom or slavery, as Mark Passio has. Because it's simply true. It's not because I'm touting, my own work and tooting my own horn and trying to put my ego up on a pedestal. I'm saying what's true. Just like I'm not going on an unnecessary rant about how degraded the human consciousness is. I'm saying what's true and all around us, and it's not about just dwelling on those people. This is what people have to understand. I'm not dwelling on them. I'm explaining out to the people who are really listening in my audience, all 4 or 5 of them, what we're dealing with in the world today. And
all us here.
That's funny. Oh.
Can you see that?
Nice. Yep.
You can see that.
And why the dynamic hasn't changed because of where they're at in consciousness and how the Dunning-Kruger effect is so prevalent. And how
that was some Illuminati shit. No.
No, that's a badge from Passio.
I know because they don't really study and listen and research, and they don't really have the knowledge and the skills necessary to really decode.
Go on, Passio. Tell them. But I bought. So, if you do want to support him, I can't right now, but I have in the past. If you want to support him, just go buy a t-shirt. And what he does when he sends you a t-shirt, if you do it as a gift, which is the term that they use, then there's no packaging, the dispatching, no charges. No, he's pretty cool on that. But so that's all I can give to support who I believe in. And this guy,
I supported him with the art. I sent I
got a bunch of t-shirts.
All right, but you can do it through. So you can go as a donation, and then you can choose what you want to get for your donation. So you can have a key, like with stuff on it, or there's various different types of ways. If you go to his website on What on Earth Is Happening, there's various different ways you can support. So, and I'm not affiliated. It's just that I believe in when people, speak the truth. So, yeah. Good stuff.
Cool. Yeah,
so Hiram had a question earlier. He was like, how... Oh, that's not a question. I thought he said, how are they still into voting? But yeah, Old World Florida, obviously, they're based as shit, but they aren't that based. They're not really. That's why I'm trying to get him into natural law, because then he'll get a lot more based, I think.
Good.
And have a lot better message, because a lot of his, he still has a lot of, he's still kind of a Trumper and shit like that. So he's still caught up in the 2-party paradigm and all that stuff. So he's got some work to do. Hopefully, if we get him into Mark stuff, he'll learn some more of it.
We don't know. He could be right. Maybe if he votes harder, maybe things will change. Because that's what I keep hearing my whole life. When you just gotta vote harder, and
you gotta press really hard on the pen.
Really hard on the vote button.
Come and have a look at the idiot they've put into freaking down here in London, right? He sounds like a freaking murderer. Keir Starmer? Come on. You can't make this crap up. I mean, please.
Bro, here in America, it's always people try to tell us, they tell us here in America, they're like, well, you have to vote against the lesser evil. And I always try to give that, like, do you guys not sit here for 1 second and think to yourself, how the fuck did we get here? Right here. When you give me the argument, the lesser of 2 evils, we're supposed to have the most intelligent people in the world running our countries, aren't we?
Have you? I mean, look, you've got to look at the it's literally idiocracy. It's idiocracy. You've got this camel toe Harris that freaking look. If you want to be with an older man and you're having fun, great. But they were only together for 10 years, so if she was really into him and he was really into her, and it weren't just some big game that they're all playing, then why the fuck did they split up after 10 years? It's all bollocks. Sorry, that's a British term, bollocks. Say again?
Going on. They believe they do. It's lip service to the whole cause of freedom. It's all lip service. But if you don't have the knowledge, it doesn't matter. The other thing I hear all the time, you just need to be nice to people. You just need to be nice to people. I mean, you can't shove some more mud in your mouth while you say these things. Because it's like maybe that'll clarify your words instead of making you look like more of a fucking Down syndrome retard. Love is not the only thing humanity needs. And you're not even talking about the right kind of love. You want to believe that Philos love is the end of all enlightenment. And I'm sorry, but you're fucking wrong. This is not about being nice. It's about having true knowledge and converting it into true wisdom through right action because you care enough, because you have true care. You don't understand that dynamic if you're a fucktard saying, all you need is love.
Why, indeed.
No, agape love is what you need. And agape love drives you to have true knowledge and then convert it into true wisdom through right action. Once you understand objective reality and natural law. We don't have a population doing that. We don't even have a population that can define a right. You fucking losers still can't define a right after 17 years of me giving you the definition. Been giving you the definition of what a right is for 17 years. There still ain't a fucking moron on the street that can answer the question right. Still not a moron at a fucking conference or at a fucking convention. You can ask a million people. Like I said, I challenge people at the current Libertarian National Convention for those who still believe in politics and bullshit like that. Our savior and messiah, Trump, is at the Libertarian National Convention. Why don't you go around and ask people to define a right and then wonder why they can't keep them? Because you can't give the right definition of a human fucking right. And then in the next breath, gee, let me get my arm all the way up into my nostril, and then I'll say, I don't understand why our freedom's being lost. Could it have something to do with I'm so dumb that I can't define a human right? I don't know. Once again, where's the abacus? Can you hear me, the abacus? Bring it over. This just needs to be the Sunday ritual mockery hour. I mean, that's it. That's what this has turned into, and that's all anybody deserves. This is the retard mockery hour of people in the freedom movement. Because I got a new song. They're singing their song to me. All you need is love. I'm singing my song to them. Here's the new song of Team Humanity. Here's Team Humanity, ladies and gentlemen.
Let everyone sing along.
This is like the freedom movement. They're just a subset of Team Humanity.
The
and you gotta eat your cows, and all you need is love. But here's their real song, folks, and this is the new theme song. We're not. I may occasionally still play "Never Gonna Get It," right? Because they're never going to get it. They're never going to get freedom. They're never going to get knowledge. They're never going to understand the dynamic that generates freedom. Their heads are mush, their brains are mush, they're drooling slob fucking retards. They're eating trash all day long, every day. They're believing that healthy food is trash and garbage and trash is healthy food. And they don't want to understand any of the moral implications. They want to believe they own things that they don't own. They want to believe all kinds of nonsense about the natural world. And they don't know any aspect of how real science is fucking understood or done. They know nothing about the trivium process. They know nothing about the quantification sciences of the trivium process. They're just drooling fucking retards. And this is this whole movement. This is this whole movement. You're just low IQ fucking dolt trash.
I was just looking how you did it, huh?
And while Never Gonna Get It does define, the essence of your entire life and lifestyle, I have a new song for Team Humanity. And it goes to the tune of the Ramones on the Halfway to Sanity album, Go Lil Camaro Go. It was, I always loved that whole album, first of all. I think that was the heyday of the Ramones. I know a lot of older albums people really love. I love their more straight punk feel albums like Too Tough to Die and Halfway to Sanity.
Agreed.
And that time period, Animal Boy. Those were that was the time when I really fell in love with the Ramones music. And of course, they were a big inspiration for my band, The Founders, my real band, The Founders, which is still kind of now defunct and has been for a few years.
Like one of my favorite bands growing up.
This is the new song of Team Humanity. I'm debuting it here, and I'm just gonna see if I could do my best to sound out this little ditty. But here it is, Team Humanity's new theme song. Go Team Humanity, go.
Go.
Oh,
Go. Oh,
go Team
go,
Humanity,
go.
Oh. You like that one? There it is.
Excellent.
That's Team Humanity's new theme song. Go Team Humanity, go.
Flat
You
Earth,
guys are doing
eat
such a
me.
fucking great job, man.
Flat Earth,
Great fucking job.
Chubby
Shit's
the
hilarious.
hamster.
Pure
He's all
comedy.
chopped up.
Anyway, I was espousing the virtues of my work and how much just absolute transformation in the human consciousness it's done. Because we're working with such transformable beings. They're absolute prima materia. You guys are just the best of first material. I mean, we're working with some really good stuff capable
Have you
of
had a
chemical
look at the people
transformation,
you
aren't we?
pass on the street?
So,
Come
two
on,
masks
he's
isn't going to be understood. It's going to be like talking to fucking. I might as well
How the
present it
fuck
to
does this
bunch of
guy
fucking
not
ants
have
crawling around
more
in my backyard.
hardcore
Literally,
vegan followers?
I might do better. Maybe that's how I need to transition.
Because
I need
then
to
there are
start.
lots of stupid people out there.
Fucking A. I'm like sitting here listening to this guy, and I'm like, man, I've only listened to bits and clips from this guy. This is the first time I've actually ever sat here and listened to like a segment of his. And I'm like, going, man, I just feel like I meet a lot of vegan activists, and I feel like none of them would act like, why are they not clicking to this? Why are they not finding
They're
this?
all leftists.
Yeah.
I know.
It's called
They're
the
all
fear.
leftists, yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch
No,
of
they're
vegan
scared.
Most
activists that
vegans
are going
are
to a city council meeting
No, it's not even
tonight.
leftist. It's not balanced. They're scared. Really, they're scared.
I don't know. I don't know if that does
I-
anything to go to a city council meeting. Is that even worth a shit?
Well, I mean, I can tell you every time I've done it, it
I'm
hasn't done
glad you
shit.
said that.
They're trying to
they
pass a
invite me.
resolution to outlaw like these hunting contests where they round up and kill a bunch of coyotes and shit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bastards. Yeah, I know.
But as
Look,
an anarchist, I'm like,
I'm
I
going to
mean,
give you.
was it-
Wait. I'm quickly. Look.
Go ahead.
We have one of the biggest distillers in the country up here in Scotland. I used to live in a place called Windygates. It's a few miles along the road going sort of southish. I used to go mushroom picking, and I'm talking the trippy kind, and some edibles. We used to have deer on that land. They didn't have the whole of that land going into the town. So I was in a village outside this town. What they did was, this is really, so if you're talking about coyotes, these are deer, right? Deer, and if you're not a vegan, if you're a meat eater, fine. And if you do take one down, then wait, no, you don't know what I'm going to say. This is horrible because what they did was they killed all the deer on that land so they could expand their distillery. They literally slaughtered all of the deer that were just peacefully eating the ground, keeping the shrubbery down, all that lovely stuff. They were just interacting with nature. And we would meet them when we were mushroom picking. No problem. No, that's not allowed. They fucking slaughtered all of those deer. And we're talking like herds around this bit of land at the bottom of where the distillers were. Distillers, we're talking spirits. Diageo is the name of the company. Put that in your mind, go look it up. Diageo in Scotland, right? Dirty fucking bastards. They killed all our deer in that land that were keeping. There is a symbiosis with the animals and the plants. And when you go picking whatever you're picking, plant-wise, mushrooms, because remember, folks, we are closer related to mycelium than we are to the monkey. Don't believe me? Go educate.
I believe that. I believe that. You know, it's really funny you brought up the deer hunting thing. 'Cause I live in Minnesota, and here in America, we're one of the larger deer hunting states. And what they do is they lead on this like mental confusion to people that lead them to believe that there is this like scarce ability of hunting things and killing things. So they restrict people. And then out of nowhere, they will open a block season for things. And it's crazy because we're raised to believe that, well, we shoot the deer because all the predators are dead now. So now we need to keep the deer population down. But as you get older, you realize, well, no, because you guys have wolf hunting seasons, you guys have predator hunting seasons. Like I really don't understand. Yeah, it's like I don't understand what's happening here. But here in Minnesota, if you look at our numbers, it's just like, wait a second. So what you're saying is that you told us the wolf population was down, so we have to hunt the deer. That's why we have to a certain amount of deer hunting license. But when you look at it and they flip the card and go, oh man, now you got to shoot the deer or the wolves. You got to start killing the wolves now. There's too many wolves. It's like, wait, what? It's that doesn't even make sense.
So do you get why I call them Borg? Do you get that?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's bullshit. It's total bullshit. I mean, and crazy thing is I was a part of that system when I was a kid. I mean, fuck, since age 12 up, dude, I was all excited.
You didn't know.
And then,
I didn't know either.
not a clue.
Yeah, for
not
sure.
a clue, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Indoctrination. Belligerent indoctrination.
Oh, dude, I was super indoctrinated. I was bad, man. Like I joined the military. I did all the dumb shit, and like I did it back to back. And I thought I was doing the right thing. And when you come to realize, it's like, oh no, if you're doing the right thing for your country, the people in your country would profit or benefit from it. That's not what happens when you join the military. It's always the complete opposite.
They send you off. They send you off to go kill people in other countries because they want their resources. That's
right.
what they do, right?
That's all war is. Yep.
Aye. And also, it's to reduce the population everywhere. Reduce the population of everything. So that is why I call them Borg. Because if you go and look, it doesn't matter whether you're a Trekkie or not. I'm not a Trekkie. I like some of the Star Trek stuff. But when you look at it, and you look at the Borg series, they literally went around different worlds, obliterating life.
That they mentally felt was the problem within existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Borg had they had a defense,
One of the worst things we have here.
How many trees are being chopped down all over the world? So if we need air so much, the trees are this wonderful, not just trees, but they are part of this amazing breathing system that we live within. We are part of this world. We are nature. Nature is us. And so when you look, and I watched it over the last 4 years, the amount of huge trees, and they're not huge anymore. Sequoia Park and all that, forget about that. Because that's literally all that's left. And you've got Devil's Mound. We've actually got, so where I am on the east coast of Scotland, there is what they call the volcano. It's not. It is an old tree. This whole part of the east coast of Scotland, there was an amazing walk. And you can see the center of this tree. Sorry, go on. You were.
Yeah, I wanted to say something related to that. Like Max Egan, if somebody knows him, he recently posted a video of a man. He was on some a hill, but actually it's a tree stump, and he touched the basically it was everything out of wood. He took a part of it and look at this. This is wood.
I want to say that. So if you come and look at the stone here, it is fossilized wood. You can see the wood grain. Right, literally on this coast. There was a huge tree here, huge. I mean, we're talking Avatar stuff. You know what I mean? Like massive, like Devil's Mound and what you're talking about.
We're like little elves. Yeah.
Yes, we are. So, anybody know about Max Egan? Anybody know about Max Egan?
Yeah, I've met him. I've been in a live with him before. I was on a.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
he
in
got
Mexico
kicked off
now.
YouTube when he had nearly 300,000 subs, and
Yeah.
he's on Odyssey. He's got his own website, The Crow House.
On
He
BitChute
has been
also.
speaking
Yeah.
out about all of this. Wonderful man, beautiful man. I met him in, I think it was 2016 or 17, down somewhere in Oxfordshire, and we hugged. You know, we just had a little quick hug, and he gave me a kiss on the cheek. I kissed him on the cheek. And he said, "Oh, I haven't seen you for so long." I said, "I've never met you before, physically,
Yeah,
but
he
we
had to
knew
leave
each other spiritually."
Australia because after the COVID, and he went
But
to
no, he's not there
Mexico
now.
now.
No, he's in Mexico. Mexico, yes. So
Yeah.
you know.
But now he's
Okay.
in Croatia, I think. But now he's going back also to
Yes,
Mexico.
no, he's
I don't-
coming. Yes, he's in Croatia. Ah,
Yeah.
Arijan, you know so much.
I
Lucky.
try to steer
years.
clear from the whole Jeff Berwick thing.
Yeah, right.
And Egan,
well,
unfortunately, is becoming
okay.
part of the
hang on,
Jeff Berwick thing.
Jeffrey, hold on. No. Max Egan is not Jeff Berwick. He's his own.
No.
He's his own.
Oh, I
spirit,
know they're different people.
But yeah,
Yes,
to that
yes,
they're
but-
not vegan, but yeah, they kind of understand natural law.
Didn't Max Egan flee Australia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
I
did.
hung out
Because
with
if they,
Max
if he
They
hadn't,
came to his house
he had not
to
left,
I
they
mean,
would have put him in jail, and they would have freaking murdered the guy
they
because
would,
he's speaking out against.
Yeah, they would like put the
Yeah.
guns in his house and like charge him like he was some right
They would
wing.
have fitted him up. Absolutely, Arijan. Not good.
Yeah, we hung out with Max Egan over here when he was in Arkadelphia in Philly.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I got to do
Cool.
some hape
Excellent.
with him.
But so that is one
He
of the.
talked a
There's
lot
not
about
many of
Gaza.
us. But I feel I have this trust with people that are truly free in their spirit.
Yeah.
So when you're truly free in your spirit,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You don't. You just you move on. You keep your spirit free. Because this world is going to shit. It's not the world, it's the buggers on it that are trying to freaking control it all.
He
Oh,
also
someone's got a
said
squeaky
something.
door.
Yeah. He said something like
building big ant colonies, and I'll put a little mic in front of it, in front of the tank there with all the ants, and I'll deliver my presentations to them.
Can I just hear what
I'll have a lot more success than this
It's okay,
fucking
it's okay.
place. A lot more success.
Okay.
So yeah, they'll be out on June 21st. So fucking what? The How to Become the True Media seminar coming at us this July. Enrollments have dried up pretty much. Again, I might not even be able to do that other work if I can't even pay my mortgage. And I'm not saying that to have any kind of a fucking pity party, but it really shows you how much people have really just they're finished with what I'm saying because I'm telling the truth about who they are. They're lazy, cowardly, inept fucking people. And in all honesty, these are the people that actually need something like this. You know, they need a life skill. They need mentoring. You know, and like I said, I'll mentor people in whatever they want privately starting in 2025. More likely than not, that's what I'm going to start doing. You know, this way I'm working with people who I know are serious, who I know are willing to contribute resources. They'll put their money where their mouth is, and they're going to really want to get something out of it instead of just listen and complain, instead of just pretend to listen and complain. You know, and I think that's where most of my work's going to start heading. But for now, I am still teaching How to Become the True Media seminar, the second half of the year from July through December. The 2024 seminar is coming at us. Enrollment is still open. It opened on Monday, April 1st. It will close on enrollment will close on July 4th for this year's seminar. The seminar will begin July 8th, and it will go through December 9th this year. A total of 23 class sessions. For people who want to enroll, I want to show you where you would go. And the classes take place every Monday evening, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the Telegram platform, should you decide to join the How to Become the True Media 2024 Tech Seminar. I'm going to step out and go into my web browser briefly because I want to show you the places where you can click in to enroll into the seminar. And again, if the seminar's enrollment stays low, I may have to completely transition everything to something different, and I may not even be able to stay where I'm at. So that's really where it stands right now. Is we started out like a bat out of hell, and then enrollment's completely trailed off. So again, if people want to see what on earth is happening go away, don't enroll. If you want to see it continue, learn these skill sets, but it's going to transition into something different no matter what happens, more likely than not, because quite frankly, it's an abject failure. I'm not too macho and fucking hard-headed or tough to not say that. And it's not because of me or my efforts. My efforts are colossal and practically preternatural. They're superhuman, quite frankly, compared to what a human being is in today's day and time. And it is not because of me. And if you think so, fuck you. It's because I'm working with horrifically poor students. You guys can't get the message. You can't get up off your lazy loser asses. You're hard-headed. You're stubborn. You're dumb. You buy into psyops of all kinds at all places because you're willing to believe anything because you're just fucking bullshit religious followers that I told you I didn't want from day one. I wanted strong, sharp-witted, intelligent, driven people with high willpower and drive to change and to learn and to develop skill sets and to communicate. And this movement is none of those things. You're trash. Almost all of you, with few exceptions. You're lazy garbage. And I'll continue to say it because it's true. I'm not saying falsities. I'm not lying. I'm saying what's true. No, it's not my opinion. Yes, it's objectively true. You could call it ad hominem attacks. Yes, it's that too, because I'm directly attacking the person, but I'm doing it through objective knowledge and objective information about the low nature of your intelligence, your willpower, your care, your drive, all of it. You're just lazy garbage that wants to sit down and wish for things to get better instead of getting up off your lazy fucking loser asses and actually doing something to make change happen. You don't even know how to do that because you're just dumb. And you don't have to stay dumb. You choose to stay dumb. You have all of the opportunity and ability to transform that inside of yourselves and not be a lazy, uncaring, dumb fucking dolt. And you hate yourselves so badly that you stay in that condition. You just live there because you fucking hate yourself. And I've been trying to explain to you, you need to improve your self-respect level. You need to get the information that you really require to be a knowledgeable, intelligent creature and to not stay dumb. And you need to develop the drive that you need to do the things that are required to be free. You don't just wish for them and say, I'm going to wish for things to improve and just try to be nice to everybody around me. Everybody could turn into a nice fucking person overnight, and there would still be slavery if there's not enough knowledge to understand that authority is immoral. We could be real nice with all the cops ushering us into a...
So my point is, if you don't know how to sharpen a knife at 7 years old, then this is what he's talking about.
Fucking big jail cell and fucking permanent fucking enslavement pen, and everybody could be going in with a big shit-eating fucking smile on their face saying, thank you for escorting us, officer.
It's like wanted to start a fire with the big chunks of wood and not with the small ones first.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Well said, man.
This is how dumb fucking people are. You believe niceness instead of knowledge is the answer. And just knowledge isn't even the fucking answer because it's got to be converted into right action. That's what wisdom is. You can't get to wisdom unless you have the knowledge and understanding. And you don't have any of it. You people don't have any of it because you're poor.
Lack of care. Lack of care.
Absolutely.
Because wisdom is action through care.
Where'd he go?
Aye. And this is the problem is that people are giving away their
students.
their
You don't
education
understand
of their
present moment
children.
awareness. You haven't learned the skill of meditating to empty the mind so that you can receive knowledge from the voice of wisdom. You don't know how to do that because all you have is fucking quack chatter in the brain all day long. Quack, 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 quack. What am I thinking about now? Quack, 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 quack. Oh, I got to think about this thing over here. Oh, I left this task unfinished. Blah, 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 blah. I got that to do. Oh, I got to do this. All you do is fucking duck quack. The mind is just constantly duck quacking away.
Oh, hello, Kitty.
And that's why you're poor students. You're incapable of fucking being quiet. Shut the fuck up and listen. Quiet the fucking chatter of the mind. Learn how to do that. And then all the fucking knowledge you need will pour into you as a vessel. It can't get in because there's no fucking space. It's all filled up with loser duck quack. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough money. I got this. That's all you guys know how to fucking do. You never silence the mind and learn.
But you need to care enough to learn.
It's not a problem with the teacher. It's a problem with you being poor learners.
Enjoy the silence.
And then the ego chimes in.
Care enough to know to act. That's the Trinity, man.
Goes, it must be a problem with all the people that have been trying to teach me, and I just learn differently. No, you're just a fucking retarded, poor fucking learner. That's all it is. Get the fuck over it. You're just fucking dumb because you don't know how to fucking silence the mind.
Distractions. A lot of distractions.
Oh boy, Mark's getting old. He's slowing down.
Yeah, people don't have the attention span anymore because of TikTok and all this stuff, right? And people don't want to listen to like 2 hours of like, you know, of some knowledgeable information about crazy.
Yeah, no one wants to listen to 2 hours of anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
That's what we have to do. We have to recognize that, and we have to make better content that's shorter.
Yeah,
that's what, you know. Mark has this long form stuff. Like we need to figure out how to do better, shorter work.
Yes.
To get more people on that have smaller attention spans, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right. So here's another guy that I really like. Pockets of the Future. Heard of him?
Oh yeah. Nope.
Paul Romano. Pockets of the Future. He's interesting.
Oh, yeah, I know about Pocket.
Right, so
he's into a lot of stuff, but he still doesn't get the.
No, he does the Sarge. No, he does.
He doesn't get natural law.
Yeah, it is with natural law. It's Sarge Marg. So
yeah,
it's about
Eastern philosophy
meditating.
stuff.
No, it's about being calm. He's a homesteader as well, so he works on the land. You know, he grows his own vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, and then he's a speciesist though too.
No, he's pretty cool though. I mean, he just gives his thought.
You know what? I appreciate that.
He doesn't give his
I used to
though.
listen to him more. I appreciate that he understands like the kind of big picture stuff, but it just sucks when they don't get like the
Clark and Rose also, man. You know, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, he still believes in the CV nonsense. Yeah, for sure.
You guys ever catch?
Yeah, at least he didn't take the ring though. The boop. He never took the boop. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's plenty of people that haven't done that.
Yeah, I don't do that shit.
That's kind of what this channel is about, though. It's about being hard on the people who are speaking truth in most ways and trying to get them over the finish line.
Yeah, no, I mean, I tend to I'm not really a big judger of people. I like to listen to other people's perspective because, you know, I'm going to put it simply. So there's a house that's got 4 corners. Simply put, to make it easy for those that are not maybe that advanced, they're like first graders. So when you stand at one corner and it's pointing over there, and the other one's pointing over there, and the other one's over there and there, you're gonna get a bit different perspective. And so I like to listen to that. I might not agree with them 100%, and no one's gonna agree with anyone 100%. So I might want to add, it's 1:30 in the morning here in Scotland. So I'm a little bit shattered because I've been trying to move stuff out of the house. However, so when we look on a deeper perspective of existence, sentience, if you like, consciousness, because I know that I am not just this body. And I need to say this. I had an experience where I was out of my body and there were no white lights. There was no one telling me where to go. All that I felt was, do you want to stay or do you want to go? That's all I felt. So when you realize that you're not just this physical being, you are way greater, way more powerful. We all are, respectively. So I like to look at consciousness as this beautiful fluted glass that great consciousness dropped on this beautiful marble floor. And then all those little pieces went everywhere on their own journey to experience every possible thing you possibly can. Whether it's good, what we call good or bad, whether it's painful or happy, lush and all that stuff. When you connect back to nature, you realize that that is what we are. We are that great consciousness experiencing itself. That's simple. So we cannot know every possible thing that there is.
Say, I think Egan.
In Lakesh.
I am your other yourself,
yes.
I think.
In Lakesh.
Yeah.
Arijan.
Yeah. I mean, we are connected, though. It's just fear divides people, right?
We are connected. And I'll tell you something, that I have had moments, and I'm actually quite empathic. So this is why I don't like being in trains or buses, and because there's too many people and I can feel all their emotions and it's too much for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's dense.
So,
really.
I remember writing a paper.
Else.
I remember writing
Sorry,
a paper like my first time when I was in college about how the craziest thing about the overthrowing powers of government is they physically don't realize their own systems. But I mean, it's literally designed to be the way it is. And when you look at the different entities that are within the government and everything and the people who work within them and everything, and we talk about it as the dark entity, the way the government operates. But it's crazy when you realize that the people who are doing it themselves, the very problem, they don't even realize they're the problem. Like meat eaters, they just they think they're part of the solution.
You're so right, man. Yeah.
God's gift.
You're all right.
God's gift to creation.
Right. Well, I mean, I love the dominion argument. Well, God gave us dominion over animals. Oh, okay, so that means we should just fucking eat them to death?
No. So, you're right. So, actually, God actually said that we are supposed to be
stewards,
caretakers.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Arijan, exactly. Caretakers. So government
people don't
is
care,
literally mind control. Governomentis. Mind control. Governo to govern.
Governare mente,
the mentis.
Yeah.
See,
people don't respect
I do.
Again, see themselves, right? In the mirror.
Exactly.
Respect yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. This is natural law. See, so there is only literally one law. There is no all these pages and letters that they've written all over the place and blah de blah. A total BS. Horseshit, crap. Don't mean a fucking nothing. One law. Do no harm.
Take no shit.
And that is but that is the same law.
I mean, if
do
a
no
bear
harm means you don't steal, you don't rape. Aye, but it also means you don't take any shit. Absolutely. But there is literally
Self-defense
only
principle,
one law.
non-aggression principle.
It is.
Yeah.
Sorry, say again. Sorry.
Non-aggression principle, right? The right to self-defense.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
I admire U.S. people for having the right to bear arms. Right in Serbia, here is really crazy now. So,
Oh, you're in Serbia. Great. Hey.
yeah, Serbia. Yeah.
Respect to Serbia, man. I
Yeah,
love
we
all
have
my
history here.
fellow countrymen and women.
I don't speak Serbian, but I speak Russian.
Yeah,
nice. Oh, I really need to learn Russian. I speak German, a little bit of French, and I used to speak fluent Spanish, by the way.
I did too. I used
But
to
I was
speak
only
fluent Spanish too. Yeah. Oh, I
Nice.
was like 14 the last time I did, because I took Spanish 1, 2, and 3, and I was really good at it. And I just I stopped and I moved out of Cali, and I just really stopped using it. I mean, I still pick up on some and remember a little bit, but to be honest, I
But
literally
Latin
removed
is
it from
good
my
to know
memory bank.
Latin, you know.
But
Yeah.
if you look at so I just want to say something. So we're talking about natural law.
Yeah.
So if you look at what the English language is, and it's not the most used language. Allegedly, it's Spanish. I'm not sure I believe that, but hey, we're not talking about that. Natural law. Oh God, here we go.
Yeah, governare.
It's so simple, but it is so complex. So it's like
What
a
I wanted
dichotomy.
to mention before in the first podcast of Passio, he mentioned green language and how example, you know, military, my light array, you know, or army.
Right.
Like
yes. Okay, that's
totally,
another language.
Yeah.
That is another language. So the police use that same language as well, by the way. So any of the military, so whether
polarized,
it's like the
police, polarized.
Right. Okay.
It's kind of the same here too, actually, as far as military and police. They all kind of correspond with the same.
So that, can I just say this? So the English language is devised purely for blacks' law. So it's just purely for the court system. So we are using a language that is nothing to do with natural law. It is for the court system. It is for the dock. It is it's oceanic. It's the oceanic legal system, and you go try and buy a Black's Law dictionary, you're going to pay thousands of freaking dollars or pounds.
Out of the water canal, and then the dock accepts you, right?
Yes, and birthing, and all that, and yeah, exactly. So, so when we look, and so when you speak more than one language, even if it's only two languages, so you only have to speak English and maybe French or German or you know, just little Spanish or something like that, you're going to find that what they've done is, because they've there was never any France, there was no Germany, they were not called what they're called now, these lands. Okay, and I know, and I love Quantum of Conscience, but we have been hijacked by, and I call them the Borg, and I'm going to stay with that because I'm never going to call them anything else.
All the
because
people
they're not
recommended to us by Owen Benjamin.
Well, no, let's not go there. But no, we're on a spiritual battle here, right? Literally, I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. I know my spirit.
People are spiritually weak. A lot of people,
right. So the point is, and you will, if you speak more than one language, when you actually pick apart the word, you're going to see that the English language. So the reason that this land that I'm sitting on right now is called England is because it's the narrow land. It comes from the Germanic Eng. Eng means narrow. ENG means narrow. England. And the language is a narrow language, and it is to make you not observe what is going on. If that makes sense. I think it does. It's not that complicated, is it really?
No, I mean,
That
I
is
thought
Black's law
it sounded
language.
more correct to say England, like that.
No. It's been turned up, and I'm going to use Stranger Things for that. It's been turned. Our world has been turned into the upside down world. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is why the English language has been pushed onto so many nations, right? It's the blacks law. Black law. So it's to darken everything. Think about it.
Yeah, I think Egan
for the moment.
About like Magyar or the like a language, like older languages, like that has more words for an emotion or something like that.
Yeah. Well, but also, so when you look at and I actually I was connected to a Italian lawyer, and he was doing corporate law, and I stayed in Rome for about 4 months. But he used to say to me, please clean my briefcase, my paperwork. So I'd organise his paperwork with all the dates and all that stuff. And there would be notes in there, and we're talking like a lot of money. He said, it's okay, you can take the money from the bag, it's okay. And he was obviously trying to get his leg over me, but it never happened. But I did stay in his very expensive apartment on Via Marmorata, and I had the Colosseum along the road, and then I had the White Pyramid as well in Roma. I had the best food there as well. Fucking amazing. But what I learned was that, so he was speaking in English and also in Italian and various other languages. And these people, and this is what Black's law is, actually. So it's not just English. It goes right throughout all the nations. So when they have a war, they're just playing with us. They're not, they never damage one another. They damage us. They damage our land. They take our resources. They stop us from growing our food, building our houses, being a community, family.
Because we don't know their language. Yeah.
Sorry?
I think we don't know their language and how they are using their advantage of some knowledge against us, like manipulating, right?
Yeah.
Like symbolism, all this stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. But what they're trying to do is so I see it like a funneling system with language. It's like the Tower of Babel. So we used to communicate, and I know this for sure because I've communicated with people without words, right? No words. And then they call me, or I call them, right? And they go, "Ooh, I knew you were going to call me." Right. So we are connected.
Synchronicity or something like you when you feel like a internet router when it has like waves of energy, and I mean like the waves, and like if a dog doesn't see you but he feels you're gonna come.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Well, animals will always.
Yeah.
Sure. Definitely, they always feel first because what happens? God, this is such a long story, but we all know this, really. We know this inside ourselves. We know that the system that we've been brought into is totally corrupt, and when you hurt the baby, and for starters, a woman should never lay down on her back when she's giving birth. She should be squatting or in water. So when you put a woman on her back, after the man and the woman, they've made this beautiful thing, they're creating life, and then you make the freaking woman lay on her back, which is the most ridiculous way to give birth. Go look at any animal. How the frick do they give birth? They squat. because you let the nature pull that life into the world.
When you go to the toilet, I mean, if it's natural, you know, it's gonna be easier. Yeah,
yes.
Of course. I mean,
squat. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, and this is the same with the language. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, language is really important. Like Passio said, that the only thing that's good that he learned in school, it was like the Latin that they hammered on him, and you know,
right.
I didn't know before. Like
the older languages,
I meant respect or all this other stuff. You know, like what does it like? Contradiction, like you are making opposite of what's mainstream, right? You're controversial, right? You're going against the you know the common verse.
You're questioning it for sure, because it doesn't make sense what they're saying. You know, like literally most of what they show us is complete BS. I mean, there's no need to swear when you. It's like, so we have a saying over here in Britain: if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it is a duck. You know, and so when you look at the language, I need to go back to the languages, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not religious, but I think that there's lots of epiphanies in the Bible that people, when they read it, they're just taking it as like face value, which it really isn't.
Allegory,
it's like allegorical.
Yeah.
You know, and so when we go to the Tower of Babel, for instance, that was a time when they stopped us communicating directly. We are the original intranet. We are the intranet because we can connect with one another directly. Trust me, I've done it. Others have done it with me. I'm telling you.
I mean, the CIA has done it with the remote viewers, right? I mean, all this. I mean, I think.
I know. Like Ingo Swann and various others. And Ingo Swann's handler was, what was his name? Something Rod. Axelrod, right?
Yeah.
I've read quite a bit of Ingo Swann because I see
tell
things.
This in the movies and everything predictive, you know, they tell this a lot. Like we are just like using a small percentage of our capacity. I mean, totally.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree. So, and this is the thing. So going back to the Tower of Babel, and when you go and look at the old Vedic stuff as well, so and the old Irish, because the Irish and the Vedas were all connected. All these lands that have been destroyed through all these modern wars, you go and look at what they've destroyed and what they've stolen, and they go, well, they were all inherited. We built these cities. Inherited cities? No. I say this, and I say this with conviction. The cities were already there and they were stolen. And when you look at all these trains with orphans and all that shit, well, where do you think the freaking mothers and fathers were? They freaking slaughtered them. They slaughtered them.
And all that stuff.
Stole their tech.
Reset.
Yes, they stole everything.
On the world. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, we got fucked up shit
many,
that happens here in America
times.
like that.
Yeah, sorry,
I mean, it's pretty bad
again,
actually.
Please?
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say here in America we got fucked up shit like that all the time. Like here in America, you know how you said walk like a duck, talk like a duck. We used to have the same saying, but sometime about I don't know 8 or 9 years ago, they adapted the whole if it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck. You should probably ask the duck first because it might identify as a chicken. We don't want to misjudge him. And then, so like we have that going on. And then on top of that, like we have situations where the liberals and the conservatives are so back and forth about what is just within like this war between Israel and the bombing of Gaza. And it's funny because I've heard both sides. And when I'm done sitting here going, you do realize you're arguing war atrocities over about 1,600 people, when in reality, over 40
1,000 civilians have been killed, innocent people that had nothing to do with this war. I mean, if you guys don't think this isn't one of the greatest war atrocities in the past fucking 80 years, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like, this is, in my mind, about as bad as the Holocaust, because it has nothing to do with, and people are like, well, you know, Israel has to defend themselves. I'm like, I'm not talking about Israel defending themselves. I'm not talking about fucking militants trying to kill Israelis. I'm not talking about that at all. We're talking about the, right. I was like, this is crazy. The fact that you guys are just massacring mass amounts of people in the name of justice. And I hate that fucking word. It's like, I feel like when they're all done, you know, like there's like what I remember in philosophy, like the first round, and even now that I'm back in it again, like, is that it's like everybody wants to have this crazy justification for why they do things. And
I want to say that, like, when people say, Israel, Palestine, but I say, you know what, the root cause of this is that statism allowed some fanatic Talmud followers to want on their state. So no states, just one region called Palestine, whatever, and people living normally, like respecting culture, each other cultures, right? You go to Germany, you don't bring your culture, you assimilate with their culture, right? You know, you go to Palestine, you assimilate with their culture. They are Semites, also like the Hebrew speaking, you know. They are Semites.
Well, the original Jews were definitely Semites, but these lot, they are not Semites. They come from all over the world. They're not from there.
I say,
I'm sorry. Well, if you've had a look at their patches on the IDF's uniforms, they want to take all, like, a big chunk of Egypt, and they just want to steal land all over. And they want Ukraine as well, by the way.
No, that's what I was actually going to say. I mean, because that's obvious.
Palestine, we know this, but Palestine, they were actually quite westernized. If you go back to like the early 20th century, before all the really big, horrible shit kicked off, they were lovely.
They grew like Afghanistan.
Hijabs or these long robes, none of that shit.
Just like Afghanistan, they were about as evolved. They were both very westernized.
And Iraq and all these places. It's disgusting. And I'm sorry, I will never, and you can strike me down if you like, I will never recognize Israel as a nation because they have stolen many lands.
I will never take a photo before any national flag. So fuck status.
Right. Same.
Yeah. I don't.
Wait one moment. I'm going to tell you something a little bit disturbing. My grandfather, he was a Morseman in the German army. He was in a concentration camp for 4 years on the Rhine River, where millions of Germans were made to starve to death.
Ryan Wiesenberger,
Yeah, and he worked out of Russia. He from Berlin to Russia, right? I don't give a shit about the color of anyone's skin.
Part of it, crazy.
Eisenhower was a fuck ass, right? If I could fucking punch him in the face, I would. Right?
But they
fucking bastard.
There's this theory, that they declared the war on Judea. Judea declares war on
Serbians, they were freaking from all over that part of the world. Not just Germans, but there were millions.
Gays, I know.
Way more than 6 million Jews, my love. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I say too. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like I was when I started learning more and more about.
Am I a white rightist? No, I'm not.
No. I don't
believe in honor and truth.
Shades of olive.
No.
Yeah, no. It's
Listen.
when I was going to school for history, I remember I got really deep into researching like each individual that was important during World War II. And the more I researched Adolf Hitler, it really blew my mind because I was always taught about all this evil, all this evil, all this evil. And I'm not saying he didn't do evil because he did some fucking evil.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is that road to hell, was really
yeah.
paved with good intentions. When you look at his belief system and everything he was about up until he became chancellor and then things changed, he had advisors, he started getting on the drugs. I mean, he kind of was a big animal rights activist. He was kind of against like the larger form of government and its level of destruction. I mean, like you could be supportive of this guy if you read his paperwork before the Nazi Party grew to what it did. I mean, it really looked like he was trying to do something.
The Nazi Party. He wasn't even German. He wasn't German.
Yeah.
He was Austrian.
Well, he wasn't vegetarian either.
No,
that was
that's
Goebbels'
not-
propaganda. They were trying to get sympathy for him from certain people, but he wasn't
I don't
vegetarian.
know, man. I don't know. I
He
mean, I
wasn't
do
the
believe
part.
that was part of his problem, actually. I don't know. There was the big thing about it is that people don't realize is that another thing that Germany was stealing under that propaganda was the livestock, because Germany's not big enough to house livestock at all. I mean, it's really, when you point to people how big Germany actually is on a map, they're a little confused. It's like, yeah, that little country right there is what did all of that. And you really want to understand like why they
wasn't
did
them.
it. Huh?
Yeah, but the
Christian,
whole
I
world,
just want to say
the whole
something.
world, the whole
I want to say,
sold
I
out
just want,
and corrupt world.
I just
attacked
want to say
Germany.
about the Nazis. The Nazis were not the Germans. The Nazis were governed by the Zios. They weren't German at all.
All governments suck.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
We're gonna get back into this video. I think it's working again.
All right.
Learn how to do that and you'll learn something, loser children.
And I was wrong.
Uh-oh, what happened?
People don't even still understand how to enroll in the course. You can't even get in. I'll show you how to enroll. You don't send me anything off the bat. You look and then you do. You observe, then you do. Here's how easy it is, folks. It's not hard. You make it hard because you're poor learners. Go to howtobecomethetruemedia.com. Hit the big honking green fucking pill button. This big fucking green pill button that says enroll now. Yeah, you click that. And then it takes you to the page where you look at the product for enrollment, the digital enrollment product. You hit add to basket, and then you hit checkout. And then after you hit view basket, you hit checkout, and you pick the donation that you want to make. And here's what's accepted.
I did mention that before, by the way, about donating, and then you can get a t-shirt or a key with stuff on it and blah, blah.
Yeah, I sent him like my friend from the US. He sent the terabyte, 2 terabytes, and we got the ARC. So like there was a donation in the
nice. Cool.
Oh, very nice. Very
Good
nice.
for you, man.
Добро пожаловать.
All right. Well, I think we're coming up on 3.5 hours. I think we're going to call it a day. Thanks for coming out,
lovely.
everyone. Hope to see you Sunday. Sunday is going to be a big, crazy show. Sunday, 5 p.m.
Sunday,
Pacific.
sorry.
And
will it be? Will you keep it up after?
I'll probably be doing these every week. Anyone want to shout out their channels? Go ahead. But we'll see you guys next time.
I'm only Marnell City Bluely. I'm only little channel. Tiny, teeny, tiny.
Thanks, guys. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Cool.
Thanks for coming, Aryan.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, nice watch.
Always a pleasure learning everything.
Did Ali get back?
Later, Steve. Later, Darren. Thanks for coming, Manel. Bye-bye.
Ali get back?
Nope.
Oh.